Hello everybody, how are y'all doing today? Awesome, that's what I want to hear. Tonight I thought I would do, I'm going to try to let a few people come on here, but I wanted to do sort of a tribute to my late wife who passed away 6 months ago. Our wedding anniversary would be Saturday on the 20th. That's why I'm doing this special event for her. I'll probably do this maybe once a year, and so it'll be next year before I do this again. I'm also just wanting to give an update on what's going on in my personal life since this journey began, being a what they call a widower. What are my goals? What do I hope to accomplish in the next few months? What do I want to do with my life? My wife Nicole passed away 6 months ago Saturday. It was on January 13th, 2019. January the 20th, we would have celebrated 12 years. And I love her. I miss her every day. So tonight I thought I would share a couple things. This here, my wife was a huge fan of the WWE. She loved John Cena. This here is one of her books. I bought this for her. So she loved John Cena. This book's got everything you want to know about John Cena. I mean, there's pictures and all kinds of stuff. And she just a huge fan of the guy. And so there's a lot of things around here that I've kept, but oops, there was some dust on my screen there. But this here is her jacket. There's a lot of if you notice a lot of the pictures I've uploaded, she wore this jacket a lot in a lot of the pictures. So this jacket will probably forever stay in my closet. So there's a few mementos that will forever remain in my home. Another thing, hello David, that I have done, I have not buried her yet. Her ashes are with me, and they sit on the top of my bookshelf, and there they will stay, at least for now. I like having my wife with me. Like I said, it's only been 6 months. I'm still in my first year. And I just want to share what this journey's not been easy. This particular week will probably be the hardest week I'll probably have to go through next to Christmas, because it's our wedding anniversary. So I will get through it. I will survive. One of the things I have done that is probably different than what a lot of other people have done is my life is not full of drugs and alcohol. I see a lot of widows and widowers that they take the drugs and alcohol, and it makes their problem far worse. And I haven't done that. So, and the fact that I haven't turned to drugs and alcohol has made this journey probably a little easier. So, I'm extremely healthy. I am 52. I don't smoke, drink. I don't do drugs. So, not having that stuff in my life has made this journey easier. It still hurts that she's gone. I still cry at night sometimes, absolutely. But but I just thought I'd share what, because I had someone post, was it last week? Someone posted. Someone was telling me that, asking me why am I still posting pictures of my late wife? Because it offended him. He was offended that I was posting pictures of her. he says, "Why do you do that?" And I thought, well, I thought I was posting positive pictures. I'll post once a day in the morning. I was told that the best time to post on Facebook is between 6 and 7 in the morning. One picture. So when I get up in the morning, I try to find the most awesome picture that I can post that'll get the most reaction once a day. Because if you post too many times a day, what you're not realizing is your pictures are competing against each other. Every time you post, you're competing with another post that you made earlier. So if your goal is to build your audience, and your goal, if you just post maybe twice a day, instead of getting 7 or 8 likes average, you'll get 40 or 50. A lot of my posts have been averaging 35 to 40, except for yesterday. Was it Saturday? It was a total miss. But all week, I've been doing good with my post. And so my goals, hello Jason, for my life is to pick up the pieces and to get on with my life. My goal is not to sit around drinking alcohol, doing drugs, feeling sorry for myself. Too many other people have done that ahead of me. I've chosen not to do that. I have a very strong Christian upbringing. And the fact that I still post pictures of my wife, if that offends you, be offended. But I love Nicole, and I still want to celebrate her life. She was she was loved by so many people. She had a lot of friends. She was well liked. So it would be very selfish of me to not post pictures of her, because I want to celebrate her life with everyone that she knew. So it'd be very selfish of me not to do that. And my life will go on. It gets lonely in this big empty house, but all these rooms, it gives me things to do, chores. I never run out of carpets to clean, stuff like that. Like I said, she loved John Cena. She's a big fan of the Denver Broncos. And like I said, I will fall in love again. That is my goal. My goal is to not be alone. Do you know how many people? Because I work in the public. I'm in the public eye. That I have met and I've come across, and they just give up on life. I'm 52 and I don't want to give up on my life. My pastor, he remarried. He lost his wife and he got married again. So I intend to do just that. I'm in no hurry to meet somebody. If I happen to meet somebody along the way, that's great. But I'm in no hurry to rush into anything. In fact, I'll probably take it easy for a while because I'm still grieving, and I'll probably be just friends with somebody for a while and let that relationship build up. But no, I don't intend to be alone. I don't intend to spend the rest of my life being alone, feeling sorry for myself. I've seen way too many people do that. I am not going to do that. Being single again, the world has changed, and it has changed so much. Even on the dating scene, I just had a physical a few days ago, and came out great. My doctor has put me in the upper 20% of the male population because I'm 52. I'm not popping any pills for anything. None. I take a vitamin C in the morning and a Centrum, and that's it. I don't have any allergies, never had any broken bones. I never had a serious illness. Um, the the sickest I've ever been was last year. I had a issue with my prostate, and but within a couple of weeks, I was back on my feet working again. So, that didn't last long, but that's because I was extremely healthy. So my recovery was really quick, and like I said, the one advantage I have is my health. I'm gonna tell you, and I think in the near future, when it comes to men and women dating, your health is going to be a serious factor for both men and women. It used to be a woman would question a man, what do you do for a living? How much money do you make? What kind of car do you have? Now she'll have a health questionnaire. You ever sit in the doctor's office and there's a health questionnaire? What if you was to date some guy's daughter and he comes out with a health questionnaire? It's not so much as, do you even have a job at all? The girl's father may come out and say, do you have asthma? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? Anymore, you have to wonder, because so many Americans are sick with something, and I don't have anything. So I've been pretty blessed to be extremely healthy, and that is my one advantage that I guess I would have, being back out there again, being single, is my extreme good health. I am 52. I'm not 400 pounds. I'm not even 200. I weigh 173, 174. And I'm 5'8", 5'9". And this guy also criticized me for saying, well, why are you putting yourself out there? And one moment you're grieving, next moment you say, well, you're interested in finding somebody. Well, I don't want to be alone. You think I want to spend the rest of my life being alone? No way. Yes, I love Nicole. And for the next few days, you may be seeing a few more pictures of her, because our wedding anniversary will be Saturday. I got to do a show on Saturday, and I need to get ready for it. In fact, I got to contact this media group, I got 2 more radio interviews I want to do to prepare for that day. I'll be doing a fundraiser for the Acts Ministry on Saturday. So I'll be signing autographs, raising money for them. I have artwork that I have done. All this artwork behind me, that's all my stuff. And I have like poster versions that I sell. And we're going to be doing a fundraiser for the Acts Media Group to raise money for their ministry. And I'll be selling them off, raising money, and stuff like that. And it's going to be right on my wedding anniversary, which is good because it gets me out of the house, gives me something to do on that very day. Like I said, I intend to move on with my life. So if you see pictures of my wife, I'm celebrating her life. There's a lot of pictures in our iCloud storage and stuff like that. And people have asked me, how come you're not in the pictures? Because I'm the one behind the camera. It's kind of hard for me to be in the picture when I'm the one taking the pictures. Now, sometimes I manage to find a third party, and we get them to take our picture. But tonight, I just wanted to talk about, celebrating Nicole. I wanted to show off how much she loved John Cena, her red jacket, and talk about my personal life goals. I don't intend to feel sorry for myself. I'm not doing drugs, not doing alcohol, not doing any of that crap that a lot of people do that have been in my shoes. I refuse to do that. That just makes it, do you know that makes it 100 times worse? And not to say that, that doesn't make this journey easier. It's still rough. I still have my days I'm weak. This particular week between now and Saturday will be the hardest time I'll ever have to go through. But if I survive it, and I know that I will overcome it. Then the next thing I have to overcome is the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. and her birthday is on November the 27th. So her birthday falls pretty much on Thanksgiving. So that'll be rough. That'll be the next rough spot. Once I get through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, which would be almost a 1-year anniversary for passing, then I'll probably be ready to start dating. But yeah, this journey's not been easy. It's not easy for anybody, especially for me. And I want to thank everybody for watching me tonight. I just wanted to go over what I intend to do with my life after my wife's passing. I'm doing okay. I haven't gone down a very dark road. And there's no drugs, no alcohol. I'm not. I don't have suicidal thoughts. However, I have had thoughts of my life is over. I wouldn't do anything stupid. I'm not going to go out and kill myself or anything like that. But I have had thoughts of why am I still here? I've had thoughts of when the angels come, they can come and take me. But I intend to move on the best I can. One of the things I'm doing to move on with my life is to make friends, start networking with people, get out there and meet people. And that's what I've been doing at the best of my ability. But yeah, I can't say that I haven't had those thoughts of, okay, God, I don't like everything I'm seeing around me. That's why I hate watching the news. I can't stand the news at all. Even the local news is getting pretty bad because the world has changed, and I'm still living in the past. If you look at the way I'm dressed, I still live like it's 1985. Look at my hair, look at my clothes. I still live in that era. I mean, I still watch Married with Children. I still watch Charles in Charge, Happy Days every once in a while. I live in that era, and in that era, people cared about their appearance. And like I said, this journey that I'm on, like I said, my life's goals is not to be alone. I've got a community that is supporting me right now, and they're doing everything they can to get me out of the house. I've got some fellows in my church, and they are also doing everything they can to get me out of the house. Finding activities for me to do, places for me to go. One of the best ways is I like to be invited. I'll pay my own way. I don't care. Are you going to Silver Dollar City? Take me with you. I don't care. I'll pay my own way. I just want to get out of the house. It's nice to be invited to go places and do things. And that is more beneficial to me than anything else. Because, like I said, I have no intentions of hurting myself, killing myself, feeling sorry for myself. Not to say that I haven't had thoughts of, I'm ready to go. Lord, I'm ready to go home. If you want to come and take me, come and take me. I have no sense of responsibility. There's nothing for me to do here on earth. Yeah, I've had those thoughts. Absolutely. That's normal for anyone to think that way with what I've gone through. And I still have those thoughts. But I will find things to do. This podcast gives me something to do. I do it once a week. And so what I was talking about tonight was, my main topic was Nicole and what my life's goals were. And I had a couple other topics I wanted to discuss on a lighter note. Let's go to something lighter note. Have you guys heard of the storm about Area 51? So I'm trying to switch to a lighter topic now. more humorous, upbeat. Now, do any of you out there believe in UFOs or aliens? I have heard a story where there is a Facebook page, and these people are going to storm Area 51. They're gonna have 50,000 people make a rush for Area 51. They want to uncover the truth about aliens and UFOs, and I hate to tell you, the folks, there are no aliens, there are no UFOs. You're gonna go to Area 51, you're not gonna find anything. And the government's trying to figure out what they're going to do because they don't want to see anybody get hurt. Now, if there's nothing there, and if I were the president, I would probably order my soldiers to withdraw. Let them storm Area 51. Let them come. There's nothing to see. Because if we try to defend it and some idiots, they want to storm it, we don't want to see anybody get hurt. So that's what I would do if I were the president. There's nothing there to see anyway. There are no aliens. I realized that guy came on Joe Rogan a couple weeks ago. What's his name? Bob Lazar. And let go of everything he saw. But there's nothing there, folks. There's nothing to see. And if the government does have secrets, let them have their secrets. They're secrets for a reason. It's for our protection. When are you people going to learn if they're let's just suppose for a minute that they do have spaceships. What if they do? So what? And they're reverse engineering them. So what? These ships that you claim are at Area 51, that the government is reverse engineering, and you just want the government to you want to see the aliens, right? Do you really want to see the aliens? That would change your paradigm. That would change your life forever and everything you thought about the universe. Because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I don't want to see the aliens, but there are no aliens. What would you do if you really saw them? Then what? Are you really prepared to handle that? And you say, well, the government shouldn't have any secrets. Yeah, they should. Because if we know, then the enemy knows. And we don't want the enemy to know. The government, the military has their secrets for a reason. It's there to protect us and defend us. I don't want the enemies to know about our secret projects going on. Those projects are there to defend the United States and protect the welfare of this country. So if something's a secret, let it stay a secret. That's my opinion. I really don't care if they're reverse engineering UFOs. They got secret spy planes. Who cares? The enemies have secret spy planes, and they're doing stuff too. So we have to keep things a secret. We have to. You just it's kind of like, have you ever been on a football team? You don't want the other team to know your playbook. You have a playbook. You have a strategy for winning that game. You don't want the other team to know what that is. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I don't want the other team to know what my strategy is for winning the game. Same for the military and the UFOs and stuff like that. Let the government have their UFOs. Let them have their secrets. It's none of my business. Yes, I'm a taxpayer. But if I know our secrets, then the enemy might know our secrets. So, as far as these people, these idiots who want to storm and make a raid on Area 51, you guys are idiots. There's nothing there. There are no spaceships. There's no aliens. Sorry to disappoint you. And I'm a Trekkie. I should believe in that stuff, but I don't. To me, it's entertainment. And being a profound Christian, I still can't believe in aliens because, before my wife passed away, on the subject of aliens and spaceships, right? Before my wife passed away, she asked hello Tim, very important question. Where are these spaceships when we don't see them? That's a good question. They have to go somewhere, don't they? They have to have a base. Shouldn't we know about it? If they have a base somewhere here on this planet, which they obviously have to have, wouldn't we have discovered it by now after all these years? We have satellites that can see just about everything. They can see oil underneath the ground, and just, we can see everything. So wouldn't we know where their base is? Think about that. They have to come from somewhere. And if you studied physics at all, it can't be nuts and bolts for them to appear and disappear at will. So if they're appearing and disappearing at will, how do you explain the orbs? So in my opinion, the whole thing is spiritual. That explains their ability to do the things they do that defy the laws of physics. These UFOs are spiritual. That's the only explanation I can come up with. Because they're not nuts and bolts. Because they defy the laws of physics every time. And they're just able to do things a physical being or a physical ship should not be able to do. So that's my opinion on the whole situation. The idea of raiding Area 51 is stupid. Someone's going to get hurt. And the last thing I want to see is someone get hurt. And so I hate to disappoint you, but there's nothing there. And I'm a Trekkie. And I own the whole series of Ancient Aliens. I have all the original series and the Next Generation on DVD. I mean, I should believe in aliens. I'd like to. But I live on the show me state. Show me the money. Show me the alien. Take me to your leader. I want to be on that spaceship. If I can, I feel like a doubting Thomas. It's like, unless I climb aboard that ship, a nuts and bolts ship, which that's not going to happen, I'm not going to believe. That's just the way it is. I have to climb on board that nuts and bolts ship, like a doubting Thomas, and actually feel the ship. Then I will believe. Hello, Ernesto, and UFOs and aliens. But if where would the aliens be coming from? They have to be able to travel beyond the speed of light. They have in space. If you travel too fast, it'd be like a straw going through a telephone pole. There's lots of problems with space travel, and why it's so difficult for me to believe that these aliens are coming from some distant planet and some distant galaxy to come all the way to this little blue dot in space. That's what Carl Sagan called us. Carl Sagan called our planet a tiny blue dot. If you've ever watched Cosmos, that's what he called us. A tiny blue dot. So why would these aliens come all the way to this tiny blue dot when there's tons of other planets with minerals that they need? You say that the Earth has resources, but so do a lot of other planets out there. Gold, silver, all kinds of resources are available on many other planets besides this tiny blue dot. Even water can be available on other planets possibly. So why would they want to come to this tiny blue dot? Of all the planets they could choose from, why come to this tiny blue dot? Why us? Think about that for a second. Why would they travel so far to come here? And why haven't they conquered us yet? Why haven't they stamped us out? They could have done that centuries ago. If there really are aliens, why haven't they just crushed us already? Think about that. Because there are no aliens. And what you're seeing as far as these orbs is purely spiritual. And that's the second topic I want to talk about was Area 51. When I heard about that, I'm going, why there's like 700,000 people have joined the Facebook page, Storm Area 51. And I'm going, why would you want to do that? Someone's going to get hurt. And that's the last thing I want. If some idiot to go out there and storm the gates and get hurt. And I don't think the government wants anybody to get hurt either. Nobody wants that. And so they're already trying to figure out how can we put this down without hurting anybody. And that's not an easy thing to do. I don't think they're going to be shooting bullets. They'll probably be shooting pellets or have water cannons out there. They're going to do whatever they can to put down this uprising at Area 51 without hurting anybody. Or they just let them come in and abandon the base and there'll be nothing for anybody to see. That would be the thing to do. If there really is nothing there, let them come. You want a tour? Let's have a tour. There's nothing for you to see here. And there are no aliens, no spaceships. No, I don't think there's been anything there for a long time. It's just too well known. How can you have secrets there when everybody's watching? I mean, you got everybody with binoculars and telescopes, and everybody's looking down areas, spying in Area 51. How can you have a top secret project when everybody's watching what you're doing? So if I were the government, I would continue to guard that base like there's something there when there's nothing there. And the real projects that go on somewhere else when no one's watching. So there's nothing at Area 51. Back to the topic of my personal goals, because the subject of Area 51 came up because I've been hearing that in the news last few days, and it's bothered me a little bit. I'm going, what a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. You're demanding the government to stop having secrets when it's their job to have secrets. Let them have their secrets. If I were the government, I'd have secrets too, to protect the security of this country. Because I sure wouldn't want the Russians or the Chinese to have my military secrets. I wouldn't want the terrorists to have my military secrets. The military has secrets for a reason, people. Let them have their secrets. Those secrets, their secret projects that they do, these covert operations are there for a reason. They're there to protect us. The reason you can get up in the morning and go to work is because of our covert operations. Yes, I'm defending it because it makes sense to me. The military has a job to protect and defend the lives of the American people. Let them have their secrets. I guarantee it, our enemies have their secrets. The Russians have theirs, the Chinese have theirs, the Iranians have theirs, the Koreans have theirs. I guarantee it. So, leave our military alone. Let them be. Let them do what they have to do. Back on the topic of my wife, because that's what I advertised we would talk about. Like I said, she passed away 6 months ago. Our wedding anniversary is this coming Saturday. Let's see them aliens. Yeah, I'd like to, but there's no such thing. They don't exist. And I own Ancient Aliens. I own it. I own the whole series. I own the franchise. I own it. To me, it's entertainment. My wife says, you own the darn thing, but you don't believe? She said, why do you want it? Why would you own it? Why would you want to own the whole thing? Entertainment. I love it. Especially the guy that can't comb his hair. Now his hairstyle's gotten better. What was that guy's name? The guy that can't brush his hair. He's on Ancient Aliens. Oh, who am I thinking of? Can't think of his name right now. He's on Ancient Aliens, and he's got this real funky hairdo. I don't know. Can't think of his name. But, like I said, my personal goals after my wife's passing is to pick my life back up. And that was my main topic, was what's going on in my personal life. I know I got on a tangent about the UFOs because it's a lighter topic, and I'm very passionate. I'm a sci-fi geek. I love Star Trek. I like to think there are Klingons out there, but there aren't any Klingons. There are no Romulans. There's no Borg. And I have to believe that Earth may be unique, and we're probably alone. Let me tell you something about the planet Earth. It's something you may not know. Why do I not believe in aliens? Unless I'm a doubting Thomas, and I had to see the spaceship. This is the show me state. You know how they say, show me the money? Show me the spaceship. And maybe I'll believe. Let me touch the spaceship like Thomas was touching Jesus. Because I have to see. I'm a doubting Thomas. This is the show me state. Show me. Yeah, there are no aliens. Post Bob's and you don't believe in the multiverse? No, this is it. Let me explain why I think we're alone in the universe, why the Earth is special. We have a solar and lunar eclipse. This is the only planet in the entire galaxy where you can witness a full solar and lunar eclipse. Nowhere else in the galaxy is that possible but here on this tiny blue dot. Yeah. You can't see an eclipse from anywhere else in the galaxy except here. You can't go to the moon and see it. You can't go to Venus, Mars, Pluto, Saturn. Nowhere in this galaxy where you'll be able to witness a full eclipse. Only from the Earth. Matter of fact, the Earth is the only planet where you can observe space. The other planets are clouded. You can't even see the stars. We are perfect for observing the galaxy and the universe. Matter of fact, the Earth is in what they call the Goldilocks zone. We are the right distance from the sun that we need to be. We are tilted perfectly on our axis. The moon is exactly the right distance it needs to be from the sun to appear to have a full eclipse. The fact that the sun and the moon are in the exact positions they are in can't be a coincidence. Our sun is also a type 2 dwarf star, and it's the right size and distance it needs to be from the Earth. If the sun were any smaller, any bigger, we would not exist. The sun is exactly where it needs to be, the exact size it needs to be for the Earth to exist. It's flat. No, the Earth is round. All the other planets are round. The moon is round, the sun is round. Everything is round. So the Earth has to be round. If the Earth is flat, then why isn't everything else flat? Just an observation. Just an observation. Like I said, Earth is unique. We are sitting in this Goldilocks zone. The moon controls the tides, and it's the exact size and distance it needs to be from the Earth for life to exist. The sun is exactly where it needs to be for life to exist. The Earth has all the right minerals for life to exist. The right amount of water, the right amount of oxygen, everything is just right and very precise. If any one thing was different, life could not exist. But like I said, there are no aliens, and I believe the Earth is unique, and I believe we're alone. And I am a profound Christian, and I don't apologize for that. From a biblical point of view, whether it's from the Bible or the Quran, it's we are alone. Um, because there can only be one King David, one Solomon, one Adam, one Eve, one Jesus. Jesus can only die on that cross one time. Everything can only happen one time. And it can only happen here. Our history is very unique. I like to think we can travel in space, but space travel is so difficult. And it's not as easy as they make it look on Star Trek and Star Wars. Matter of fact, one of the things that Star Trek and Star Wars get wrong, but nobody notices it but me and my dad, because we studied science. So what's the thing that Star Wars and Star Trek get wrong? That both these franchises get it wrong. You got all these aliens breathing the same atmosphere. That's unrealistic. They all get along and they're all breathing the same atmosphere. How amazing is that? Not likely. If there were aliens, their atmospheric conditions would be very different from our own. They would not be able to breathe our air. So that's something you need to think about. Scientifically, if there were aliens from other planets, they wouldn't be able to breathe our air. And besides, our human bodies are designed to build things. What if you only had 3 fingers? It might be difficult to build stuff. Humans are also unique because we have a soul. Aliens may not have a soul. We do. We are able to think, and we're able to, our bodies are just right for building things. We have the exact fingers and toes we need to pick stuff up and construct and build. We have a mind. We're able to comprehend, and we can build and we can think. Other creatures, I don't think so. Because you see the aliens, right? They only have like these 3 fingers on each hand. Well, how do you build stuff with only 3 fingers? I guess you could, but it'd be very difficult. So, if we have a living soul. No other creature in the universe has a living soul. God breathed into Adam a living soul. So, if you are a religious person at all, and you hold the Bible or the Quran to any truths, then you would know that God breathed into Adam a living soul, and only Adam. No Klingons, no Romulans, no Kardashians, just Adam and Eve. Human beings were created in the image of God. No other creature in the universe is made in God's image. We are. That makes us special. And so that's what I believe. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry I went on the topic of UFOs. But like I said, I was reading the article about Area 51, and there were 700,000 people on that Facebook page to storm Area 51. Come on, people, get real. Like I said, let the government have their secrets. There's nothing to see there. And these UFOs have got to be spiritual. They're not nuts and bolts. My late wife, before she passed away, she asked a very good question. Where are the aliens when we don't see them? They have to go somewhere. They have to come from somewhere. Where do they go? Isn't there a base? Why haven't we discovered it? I don't know. But I don't believe in aliens. Until I can get on board a spaceship and meet one and shake his hands like a doubting Thomas, this is the show me state. I'm not going to believe. So that's my logic. I have to physically get on board their spaceship. Physically shake hands with an alien. Then I will believe. yes, there's an alien. I shook hands with an alien. Got a photo op. Here's a selfie I took with the alien. Then I might believe. Because I actually got to meet one, take a selfie with him, and voila, get his autograph even. I'll get the autograph of an alien. Sure, absolutely. Gotta have some fun, right? You want me to believe? Show me. Show me the spaceship. Show me the alien. I'm doubting Thomas. This is the show me state. They don't call this a show me state for nothing. Show me the aliens. So I do not believe. And like I said, I believe in the Bible. The Bible is the Word of God. And I got friends that are Muslims. And their creation story is similar to ours. God created man in His image. He didn't create the Klingons in His image. Didn't create the Romulans in His image. Or the Borg. He created human beings in His image. So, I'm sorry. There are no spaceships. No aliens. Storming Area 51 is stupid. Let the military have their secrets. And it's my sworn duty to protect the secrets of Area 51. Please do not storm Area 51. The last thing I want is for anybody to be hurt. If anything, the order would be given. You can storm it all you want. There'd be nothing for you to see. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. We have secrets. Area 51 has secrets for a reason, and that reason is to protect the citizens of this country. Like I said, our enemies have secrets. I guarantee it, the Russians do, the Chinese do, the Koreans do. So let the government have secrets. Let them do the reverse engineering they want to do. If they have a spaceship, let them have it. Who cares? It's a secret. Keep it that way. And if you did see a spaceship, would you really want to see a spaceship? Are you really prepared for that? Are you really prepared for a paradigm shift? A shift in everything you've ever believed in? Because I have to think that people think, yeah, it'd be cool to see a spaceship, but if you really do get to see one, it'll throw a wrench in everything you've ever believed in. Whatever the Bible said, now you may question it. Believe me, man was created in God's image. We're it. If there are Romulans, they're not made in God's image. We have salvation. Nobody else does. The Bible is either the Word of God or it is not. And the Muslims will agree that their Quran is either the Word of God or it is not. So, are there spaceships? No. Afraid not. Physics, the laws of physics, the laws of aerodynamics. Like I said, the Earth is the only place you can see a full eclipse. Nowhere else in the galaxy is that possible but here. So we are unique. And why would the aliens want to travel from distant star to come to this little tiny blue dot that Carl Sagan called us, a tiny blue dot? Why would they want to come to this tiny blue dot in the middle of nowhere when there are minerals on thousands of other planets? Assuming they're coming for our minerals and our resources, right? Thousands of other planets out there have similar minerals and resources, vastly more than we have. Why would they want to come here? And those other planets may not even be populated. They could just go there and get all the gold they want and no resistance. Get all the silver they want, all the coal they want. There may be planets out there with water. If it's water they're looking for. So, like I said, why would they want to come here? Of all the planets, one that happens to be populated. Doesn't make any sense. But there's plenty of other planets with minerals and resources. We know that for a fact. So, again, Nothing about UFOs makes any sense. Why haven't they conquered us already? Why haven't they squashed us? Why haven't they gotten rid of us and taken over the planet? If they've been watching it like Ancient Aliens claims for century after century, why stay on the shadow for century after century? Why haven't they just come out and just crushed us all and taken over our planet? That doesn't make any sense. Nothing's logical about the whole thing. So, no, there are no Klingons, there's no Romulans, no Borg. And like I said, Star Trek and Star Wars are great. I love them, but they get it wrong when all the aliens are breathing the same atmosphere. Technically, you wouldn't be able to. And like I said, our bodies are made perfectly with the mind, a soul, and we are self-aware. We have 5 fingers in each hand. We can build things. The rest of the animals, do you see the bears or the lions or gorillas or the monkeys? Do you see them building pyramids? Do you see them building hospitals or schools? No. We human beings are the only ones with the intelligence and the physique to build things. I don't see monkeys out there building hospitals and schools and automobiles and jet planes. I don't see them building pyramids and sports arenas. We do. Join us in Nevada on September the 20th. I'm not going to Nevada on September the 20th. It's my duty to protect Area 51. I don't want anyone storming Area 51. There is nothing for you to see. Move along. So there's nothing to see there. Nothing to see. Trust me, there's nothing there. You may think I'm going to be the getaway driver. Okay, it's going to happen. No, there's going to be something to see. No, Trevor, I'm sorry. There is nothing to see at Area 51. It might not be what you expect. There is nothing to see. Nothing to see at Area 51. There's no aliens. There's no spaceships. And someone's going to get hurt. And that's the last thing I want. The FBI wants to know your location. Hey, I'm in Springfield, Missouri. I'm not hiding my location. This tablet I'm using has an IP address. So, yeah. No, I won't shut up. He must be talking to somebody else. There might be some laser guns. There's no laser guns. There's no tricorders. No phasers. No transporters. There is nothing at Area 51. Can I communicate with them telepathically? Spiritually, because they're spiritual beings. I have to believe that their ability to appear and disappear at will has got to be spiritual. How do you know? Have you ever been to Area 51? I know there's nothing there. I can tell you that for a fact. But I want to smack alien cheeks. You're not going to... I'm a doubting Thomas. This is the show me state of Missouri. We here in Missouri, we want to see it. Okay? So, unless I see it and touch an alien and shake hands with an alien, I'm not going to believe in them. This is the show me state. Show me the money. Show me the proof. Like I said, where are they when we don't see them? My late wife asked that a lot. And that's a logical question to ask. A very intelligent one. And I'm going to see it. No, you're not going to see anything. Thank you. We both on the same page. Juan Carlos. Thank you, Juan. Hello, Kelly. They took his family and he's being blackmailed. Did you guys see that Joe Rogan experience? What's that guy's name? Bob Lazar? Was that is that the guy that what was it? I think his name was Bob Lazar, and he was on the Joe Rogan Experience talking about all the things he saw at Area 51. Well, let's assume that he really did see, and I think he's making the whole thing up. I think it's a bunch of crap. But let's say for a moment, let's entertain the idea that in the Joe Rogan Experience that he said, hey, I saw 9 ships. Well, by now, there's nothing there at Area 51. And the reason there's nothing there is because all these years, everyone's had their binoculars. The whole planet's been looking to see, is there anything there? If I had secrets to protect, I sure wouldn't keep it at Area 51 with the whole planet watching what I'm doing at Area 51. I'd move it to some location you don't even know about. And I would just keep Area 51 to make you think there's something there. I keep some security cameras up and some guards patrolling, but there'd be nothing there. All the good stuff has been moved somewhere else. Trust me, they moved it somewhere else. Area 51 is abandoned. It's now a shell game. The real stuff is somewhere else that you don't know about. Like I said, I wished I could believe in aliens. Area 51's days are numbered. Good thing you're not in charge. Like I said, there's nothing for you to see at Area 51. I'm telling you, when after September the 20th comes and we open up the gates for full disclosure, you're going to find out there's nothing there. There hasn't been anything there for years and years because everybody's watching. How can you keep a secret with everybody watching? You got people on the top of these hills with their binoculars and they're just watching every move you make. It'd be hard to get anything done. So logically, you would move your location somewhere else. Let the world continue to think you're there, but you're not. So, like I said, there's nothing there. Logically, there's nothing there. And if I were the government, I would just let them come in and prove, hey, there's nothing here to see. See? Told you so. No aliens, no ships. Was it worth it? You saw nothing. Because the good stuff has been moved. Yeah, if there were any secrets, it ain't there anymore. The government has moved. I got 26, 27. For real, they want us to think that they moved everything so we don't go. I'm telling you, they have moved everything. I explained why they moved everything, because everybody's watching. You really want to talk about go live with me? Brian C. I'm leading the assault. You really want to talk? Go live with me. You're leading the assault, Brian? Leading the assault on what? There's nothing to see. I'm telling you. And I explained why man is alone in the universe. We're the only planet in this little tiny blue dot in space. That's what Carl Sagan. Brian, huh? Let's see. So Brian wants to go live, huh? Let's see. No. Let's see. Oh, he's not coming up. All right. Brian C. Okay, Brian, you want to go live with me? I'm leading assault. Do you want to talk about it? Go live with me. You're going to have to hit that little green button on your screen because you're not showing up in my feed because you're not in my network. So you're going to have to hit the green button and then I'll have to approve it. Let's see. Hiding in plain sight. John Reed is watching. Steve Irwin, is that you? Are they moving to Antarctica? that Slick live with Brian C. Brian was going to have to hit that green button to go live. Bro, you know you're on a Facebook page with 400k people. Ignore them. Okay. Like I said, the original topic tonight was my wife's passing and my goals, but now we're on to the subject of UFOs. And that seems to be a popular topic. And like I said, Carl Sagan called us a tiny blue dot. If you want to think they're aliens, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Carl Sagan said that himself. We're a tiny blue dot. You need to read Cosmos. And Carl Sagan's got some great, he's a great author, great scientist. I respect him a lot. But like I said, we're a tiny blue dot. That's what he said. Those were his words. Brian C. replying to Trevor, I don't know how. Don't know how. There should be a green button somewhere on the bottom of your page, on the bottom of the screen there. Like it looks like a movie camera. Yeah. So there are no aliens. Let me ask you this, folks. Their ability to appear and disappear at will. That has to be spiritual. Because I believe the Bible, what it says, that we're created in God's image. So, if there are UFOs, it's purely spiritual. They're not nuts and bolts. Because nuts and bolts can't do the things that these things are able to do. I don't deny there's lots of UFO sightings. I'm not denying that at all. But I'm just saying they're not from some distant planet. These are fallen angels. These are spirits. And they can appear as anything, even orbs. It's all spiritual. That's my personal belief. Because the things they do, the stories I've heard, it blows my mind. You must be slow if you think we are the only people in the galaxy. I'm not slow. I'm well educated. I went to Drury. Did you ever take... No, I don't know what that is. Jesus versus Alien versus Predator. I've seen aliens when I eat magic mushrooms. What's the point of them taking human souls? Can you answer me that, please? I beg for answers. Point of them taking human souls. No one can take a human soul. Only Almighty God can do that. No one can take a human soul. No one. So, I'm trying to read all the comments here. Okay, like I said, there's... Earth is the only place. Where do our souls go after death? Either heaven or hell. If you are a Christian and you put your faith in Christ, you'll go to heaven. Otherwise, you go down there. Do you want to clap them cheeks on anyone? Have you died and came back? Okay, I think everybody's chatting amongst themselves there. Because I'm trying to read the comments as they're coming across the screen. But my opinion is, please do not storm Area 51. I can't stress that enough. There's nothing there. And if there were an alien, are you really prepared for that? Are you really prepared to have your paradigm shifted? Everything you've ever believed? Because we're created in God's image. The Bible says that. The Muslims believe it. That's what the Quran says. That we're made in God's image. The Romulans were not made in God's image. The Klingons are not made in God's image. We are. If you want science instead of religion to back me up, like I said, look at the eclipse. The full solar and lunar eclipse. This planet is the only place in our known galaxy where you can see a complete eclipse. Nowhere else in the galaxy is that possible, folks. I'm waiting for someone to come on live. If somebody wants to join me live and you want to entertain this idea, because I've heard a little bit about this story. There might be somebody out there that knows more about what's going on with this story than I do, because I only heard a little bit, and that was not going to be the main topic tonight, because I started the show off with talking about my wife and I's wedding anniversary, and she passed away 6 months ago, and I was sharing what my future goals were. So if anybody wants to join me live, hit that button and discuss what's going on at Area 51. What do you know about this story? I know very little. If somebody wants to come on live and educate me on this story that's been going on in the news, I've only heard bits and pieces, so I don't know the full aspect. I haven't been to their page, checked out what it is they really want to do. From my understanding, from what I do know, they want to storm the gates, and that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea in any respect. You don't just go to a military base and storm the gates. That's stupidity. That's stupidity. And I'm hoping the government is there with water cannons or whatever it takes so nobody gets hurt, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I think it's stupid. If someone out there goes out there and gets killed, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. You are live on the Facebook page that has a national news. That is a national news, bro. Like I said, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. Okay? Please do not go to Area 51 with the intention of seeing anything. There's nothing there. And I can't stress that enough. And I'm going to be proven to be right after September the 20th. If you do go, and the government has already abandoned ship, which I think they've done that a long time ago, and there really is nothing, they open up the gates and come on in. And that's what I would do. I would give the orders to open up the gates and let you see nothing, just so nobody gets hurt. I found this feed in the group. He didn't get what I'm trying to tell him. Well, if someone wants to come on live and either debate me or fill me in on everything going on in this story, because I did see that interview with Mr. Lazar and Joe Rogan. I did see that. I love Joe Rogan. He is awesome. I did hear the interview of him claiming he saw about 9 spaceships. I really don't think the government has these ships. Let me explain something to you. Has anybody ever seen Smallville or know the Superman story? All right, in the show Smallville, who has Clark's ship? Does the government have it? No, the kids have it. Who had E.T.? Elliot did. Long before the government got their clutches on him, Elliot had E.T. hiding in his closet. The Kents had Clark's spaceship hiding in their barn. In the series Smallville, Luthor Corps captured a Kryptonian ship. The government didn't have it. Luthor Corps had it. Lionel Luthor able to get his hand. Actually, Lex did first. Then his father Lionel, he accused Lionel of taking his ship. Lionel goes, "Did you misplace something?" And Lionel didn't have it, but Lex Luthor Corps captured an alien ship on Smallville. Not the government, private corporations who don't answer to the taxpayers. So the question I have is, does the government really know anything? Because you're expecting the government to know everything. Maybe they're hoping you know. Maybe the government doesn't know squat. They can't even run our public schools. What makes you think that they know all this stuff? Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're hoping you know. Maybe some farmer or some corporation is hiding a spaceship somewhere, if there is such a thing. After all, Luthor hid a spaceship in a private hangar. Not the government. Lex Luthor had it. Mr. and Mrs. Kent, they hid Clark's spaceship in their barn. Remember that? So think about that, folks. Even Elliot hid E.T. in his closet. So you're expecting the government to have access to this stuff. Maybe they don't. Maybe private corporations do. Maybe private individuals do. We don't know. But I'm telling you, I'd like to believe in aliens. I would. I would love to see a spaceship. I would love to meet an alien. I see it. FBI cover up. Yeah, you're making fun of me. Who cares? What makes you think that they can delete us since we have Kyle's and Chuck Norris? Let's see. Okay, so you're making fun of my hair. Who cares? Let's see. He's in disguise. Yeah, who cares? Let's see. So, everybody wants to make fun of my hair. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I don't. I just ignore it. Oh man, Facebook is really lighting up tonight. There is 32 people watching. Wow. I don't know how that happened. Because I went from starting off tonight, because at some point, wow, it's 10:12. I started off tonight, and I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm trying to read your comments as they're coming in. I have asked somebody out there, if anybody out there wants to join me live, and please fill me in on what the heck is going on that Facebook page. What do you intend to do at Area 51? What is it you want to see? What is it you think they have? I'm kind of like Joe Rogan. If somebody wants to come on here and discuss this with me and fill me in on the details that I do not know, because I'm only going on as a Christian, and I have studied science, I've studied astronomy, and I'm telling you, Earth is unique. We're sitting in a Goldilocks zone. Why would these aliens want to come all the way to what Carl Sagan calls us, a tiny blue dot? And Carl Sagan said that. And all of you I know admire and respect Carl Sagan. You need to read Cosmos. Or at least see the miniseries. He put out 2 of them. He had an original, I think there was a remake some years later. But why would the aliens want to come all the way to this teeny weeny blue dot in the middle of nowhere in the Milky Way galaxy? Why? There's plenty of other planets they can go to that has gold, silver, plutonium, whatever minerals that is they seek can be found on multitude of planets out there. Multitude of planets. Why come here for our minerals? They can go anywhere to get them. Unpopulated areas to get them with no resistance. So why Earth? Why come here? Think about that for a second. And why haven't they just stomped us? Why haven't they conquered us? Isn't that what people usually do? Conquer? Don't you read our history books? Isn't that what it usually happens? Conquer? What do you think happens to the Mayans? Where is he? Oh, shoot. I don't see him. Oh, well. So, isn't that what they do? Conquer? Throughout history? Isn't that what we've always done? Wow, look at all these comments. Golly. To come... Yeah. The aliens are here. They don't want... Because moon rock. Yeah. Think about this logically. Why would they want to come to this tiny blue dot in space? They wouldn't. Why would they want to travel so far? They wouldn't. Where are the aliens and we don't see them? Well, they're not from here. It's spiritual. They're able to go. They're interdimensional, which means it's spiritual. That explains their ability to appear and disappear at will. They don't follow the laws of physics, so they're not in a nuts and bolts ship. For all you people out there believe in aliens, and like I said, Star Trek and Star Wars, one of the things I've noticed, everyone's breathing the same atmosphere. Realistically, they wouldn't. But I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. It's good entertainment. And sometimes people like me can take it apart scientifically and go, well, no, that's not really possible. But Star Wars is fantasy to begin with. So it's total make-believe. It's not even science fiction. Star Trek, though, is science fiction. And again, it's a remarkable coincidence that the Klingons and the Romulans and the Cardassians all have 2 arms and 2 legs and 5 fingers in each hand. And they're all breathing the same atmosphere. That's unrealistic. But it's a show. You're not supposed to ask those kind of questions. Why are the Klingons and Romulans breathing the same air? Realistically, they wouldn't be. They would not be possible without suit. You just can't. We have to wear a suit walking on the moon. So, I don't know what everyone's obsession is. I don't care. So, aliens, oh well. They want to make fun of my hair. That's all they can find to do. Oh well. They can't think of anything original. It's kind of like, oh well. They used to make fun of Tom Likas too, and he was a radio DJ, and he didn't care. So I don't care either. I'm trying to stay on topic. Like I said, there are no aliens. Don't storm Area 51. There's nothing to see. Yeah, there's 32 people watching. Someone needs to come and join me live, because I'm running out of things to say, and I'm finding myself being repetitive, and I may have to cut this off, despite the fact I got so many people watching. Bro, we storming. Oh, we storming, baby. So, I'm inviting anyone to join me live. I'm asking a question. Why do you want to storm Area 51? What do you think you're going to see? Do you really believe Bob Lazar's story? Did you see the Joe Rogan experience? We talked about him. Let's see. Well, come on. I don't know. Someone's tried to join me and it was unable to let him for some reason. Let's try this again. Oh. Come on. Why isn't this thing working? Colton, I don't know. I know Colton wants to join me. I don't know why this isn't working. That's odd. Huh. Colton tried to join me, and for some reason it either wouldn't let me. Alright, come on, somebody. What is the matter with this thing? Why is it not letting them join me? I don't understand why it's not letting. I mean, come on. I only see one name appearing here. It's Kelly. I don't understand why it's doing that. There's a technical problem going on, and for some reason, it's not letting people join me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Huh. I don't get it. Huh. Well, I'll just read your comments then. I can't get someone to join me live because I don't know why it's not working. I don't understand why I'm not. Again, nothing. I don't understand it. There's Linda. There's Kelly. I'm not getting anything. Hello, Linda. Huh. I don't know why. Colton, add me on your Facebook. That might work. Okay. Let's see. Add me. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Colton's not coming up. I'm trying to, but he's not coming up. I can't even add him because... Let's see. Colton. Let's see. He's not. Colton, you're, let's see. Let's see. Colton, I have an idea. You want to join? Send me a friend request. Colton, send me a friend request on Facebook, and let's see if we can't make arrangements there. Send me a friend request. Because you're not in my network, it's not letting you in for some reason. Probably because you're not in my network. So send me a friend request, and that will add you to my network. Colton Brown, send me a friend request. I have a secondary tablet here, so we can help him. I don't know why they want to talk about my hair. We want the facts. Does he friend request Jeremiah's friends? Colton Brown, come on, man. Okay, Colton Brown. Here we go. Friend request accepted. Now let's see. Now let's see if this will work. There. Got it. Add. Everyone's cheering for Colton. Let's see if it says it's adding. Let's see if you can succeed. Hmm. There he
What
is.
up, bro?
There's Colton Brown.
Am I sideways?
I think you are.
It just looks weird holding my phone sideways or like this.
Okay,
All
Colton.
right, so what's
Educate
our
me.
plan?
Educate me, Colton. Why are you wanting to
Edu-
storm Area 51?
Hey man, I'm just trying to see some aliens, maybe make one my friend,
What
set
I'd
them
like to meet
free
an
of
alien.
the prison. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope, man.
What do you, I mean? Are you hoping to see anything there? What if I tell you there's nothing there to see?
Man, that would suck, but it's worth the risk, you know.
Because the last thing I want is anybody to get hurt.
Jimmy Small, leave him alone. Leave his hair alone. That's messed up.
And they're all obsessed about it. I don't give a shit. But
Just pull it. Just prove to them it's not a wig.
I'm not gonna go there. Let's stay on topic. Let's talk about Area 51.
All right. If I die, that's all right. If I die in there, that's okay.
I mean, what's going on with this story of Area 51? Please fill me in, because I haven't read it. I've only heard bits and pieces on the radio and television.
Hey man, I saw a little piece. We're gonna storm Area 51, and then we're gonna take some aliens to Del Taco after.
Uh huh. So you really think
Everybody's got to meet up at the alien center.
there are aliens there?
Hey man, anything's possible.
Because I don't think
Other
there
life
are.
is
I
possible.
think you're gonna go there
You
and
don't
you're
think
gonna
there's
find
aliens?
nothing. You're gonna find nothing.
I'm gonna find something. That's the most top secret place in this earth
Where they want you to
in
think
America.
it's secret. How can it be secret where the whole world's watching everything they do?
Hey man, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to find some aliens.
Mm-hmm. You've read Carl Sagan's books, right? You know
Man, I
who
don't
Carl
read.
Sagan is?
I've never heard of them. Sounds irrelevant to me.
It's not irrelevant. When it comes to aliens and Area 51, that name is very
Everybody
relevant.
send a heart to me. I've never heard of them. Oh shit, I'm back. All right, cool.
Have you heard of Bob Lazar? You know who Bob Lazar is?
Nope. Nope.
You don't. So you never heard of Bob Lazar. He's the guy that claims to have
Why?
worked at Area 51.
Hey, bro, I believe it. I think everybody here for me now. Oh, Jeremy Brown, my dad's watching. What's up, Dad? We're talking about aliens right now, man.
So why do you believe
Bob
in
Lazar,
aliens? What's your argument for believing in aliens?
because anything is possible. Do you not believe in aliens?
No, I'm from the show me.
Why?
Unless I can actually walk into a spaceship and physically touch an alien, I'm not going to believe. This is the show me state. Show me the proof. Show me the money.
Huh?
Show me the aliens. Show it to me. Show me. They don't call it
Man,
a
you
show
just
me state
gotta.
for
Do you
nothing.
believe in God? Do you believe in God?
I have a greater faith in a supreme being.
You have a what?
The Bible and the Quran claims that man is created in God's image. He
So, do
didn't
you
create
believe
the
in God?
Klingons. He didn't create the Romulans. He
Do you
created
believe in
man.
God, though? That's my question. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Okay, where is your God? Show me your God.
He is in the universe and
Show me
everything he
your God and
created.
show me your proof.
Let me ask
What
you
up,
this.
George?
Let me ask you this. Why would an alien want to come to this tiny blue dot in space. There are there are plenty of planets with minerals and resources, thousands of them, besides Earth. Why Earth? See, you can't answer. Oh well.
Do you believe in God, though? That's my question.
Yes.
Okay, well, show me your God. Why am I upside down?
Why would an alien want to come to this tiny blue dot in space? Again, you can't answer a simple question. Why travel to a teeny weeny blue dot in the middle of nowhere when there's thousands of other sources of minerals that the aliens can get? Why come here? If there is such a thing. Can't answer. Uh, this is a simulation. Yeah, when I first came on the air, I was here to discuss my goals since my wife's passing. Because our wedding anniversary is on the 20th. She's been gone 6 months. This would be the first year without her. I miss Nicole every single day. For those of you who tuned in for her, yeah, I love my wife. I miss her every day. The reason I got on the subject of aliens because it came up in the news. I just want to put in my 2 cents worth, and now I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over. And the guy couldn't answer my questions. Why would aliens come here? And I maybe next week, or next Monday night, I'll come on, and I'll have somebody on here who can answer those questions. Matter of fact, I do know somebody. He's a big Star Trek fan just like me, and I think he's going to be more prepared to answer those questions. Why would aliens come to this tiny blue dot? For those of you who are into this thing, you better know your facts. I mean, without even reading the story, I know all about Bob Lazar. I know all about Area 51. I know all about that stuff. Who's trying to come on? Zachary has Star Trek. I am a big Star Trek fan. So, I of all people would love to see an alien. No other planet is inhabitable to our knowledge. I got you next week. You better read up. You don't know. No other planet is inhabitable. I just said there's thousands of other planets with minerals and resources besides the Earth. Why would the aliens come all the way here? It takes so long to get here. Why would they want to come all the way to this tiny little Earth for our minerals and resources? There's thousands of other planets to get it from. If there is such a thing as aliens. Why would they want to come all the way here, to the middle of nowhere? And why haven't they conquered us centuries ago? I mean, a superior race with superior technology. I mean, we conquered the Aztecs and the Mayans. That's what happened. When the Spaniards went, what happened to the Aztecs and the Mayans? They were crushed. They were crushed. So the aliens would have crushed us too. Just like we did the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Native American Indians. If you read in history, every time a superior technological empire came across a less empire, they overcame them every single time throughout history. It's like we did to the Mayans and the Incas and the Aztecs. Oh, somebody wants to be added. I don't know. Who's trying to come on here? I don't know. I still have to get used to my drawings. Maybe aliens have the. Okay, you're talking about Genesis chapter 6. Overpopulation, same thing humanity will face as time goes. Like I said, Jeremiah, if you would love to see an alien, why do you doubt their existence? Because I live in the show me state. And someone's trying to come on, but I don't know who. Okay, me. Okay. In order to come on live, you're going to have to send me a friend request. Because Jimmy couldn't answer my questions. But next week, maybe that'll be my full topic. Whereas tonight, it was supposed to be dedicated to my wife. Because when we started off, and for those of you who are tuning in who knew my wife, I love her. I miss her. Saturday was 6 months ago, she passed away. Our wedding anniversary is on the 20th, and this is my first wedding anniversary without her. Like I said, I have not taken the drugs and alcohol as a lot of widowers have done. So I know those of you who start tuning in because I started talking about aliens. Some of you have tuned in because this show is supposed to be tonight dedicated to Nicole. It started off that way. Nicole is my... several of you sending friend requests. All right, well, let's see what we got here. Okay, confirmed. Jimmy. There is an Alex Perez. I don't know who you are. Tom. Okay, Jimmy. It's been confirmed. You should show up and well, he's probably gone now. Alex Perez, I don't know who that is. Okay, let's see. I can only add one of you at a time here. I don't have... Let's see. Who is... Let's see, Alex. Somebody is trying to come on. I don't know if it's Alex. I don't know if it's Jimmy.
What's up, dude?
Okay, gotcha. Alex, are
Sorry
you
to hear
tuning
about
in
your wife.
51 business?
To tell the truth, I was really bored, and then I saw you live, and I was seeing like, well, what is this man with the weird hair got going on?
Well,
So
the
I like your
topic,
mullet. First of all, that mullet is fly, bro.
the
I have no
topic was,
hair.
oh, well, we're not here to discuss hairstyles. We're here to discuss Area 51. I wish people would stay on topic.
Oh,
They want to talk
wait,
about everything
I thought you
but...
were talking about like it was about your wife or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
when I first came on the air, that's what the show was dedicated to. And then
So how did you end up an alien?
because I was trying to go to a lighter topic halfway through the show, something more uplifting, and a story I heard on the news earlier today about people wanting to storm Area 51, and I just want to put in my 2 cents worth why it's a bad idea. And you're not going to
You're
see
not gonna
anything.
come?
What?
So you're telling me you're not gonna come with us?
No, there's nothing to see.
What do you mean?
There's nothing there. If there was
Think about it.
anything there,
Think
it's
about it.
long gone
Just
years ago. Think about
why
okay.
will it be gone?
Let's speak logically for a second. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Let's assume there was something there in the beginning that Bob Lazar really saw what he saw. Now, with everybody on the top of the hills with their little binoculars and their little telescopes, whatever it is they got, with a whole planet watching you, how can you get anything done? How can you keep any secrets with everybody out there thinking there's something going on in Area 51? You got all these sightseers out there thinking they're going to see something, and they're all spying on you. And you can't. How can you function? How do you do that? You relocate to another location. You make them believe there's still something there at Area 51 when in fact there isn't. You move all your operations somewhere else and nobody knows. It's totally covert. So there's nothing there at Area 51 because you can't get anything done. How can you get anything done if everybody's watching you?
But everyone is watching at all times.
Right, at Area
That
51.
makes no sense. What you're telling me?
It does make sense.
Think about it. Just go back. Go back and think about what you're saying.
I am. Let me put something that you can understand. If
I mean, I
everybody,
understand what
if
you
you've
said.
got
Or you
paparazzi
calling me
out
stupid?
there watching your house 24 hours a day, how can you have any privacy? If they
You
think you've
don't.
got something in your house, what do? If you know that the feds are watching you, the cops are watching you, the paparazzi's watching you, you move any evidence you have to another location. So when they come, there's nothing for them to find. And the
What
smallest
if it's all
scale,
like
if I had something in Area 51 and all of a sudden I got all these people snooping around, I got all these cameras watching me, I got the whole planet thinks there's something there, I would take my most vital stuff out of there and move it to another location you don't even know about. I would privatize it outside the United
you know
States
what?
government.
You know what? Why are they gonna go through that trouble? Look, think about it. Think about what you're telling me.
Because
Like
everybody's watching. Everybody's
maybe it's the
watching.
other way
That's
around.
why.
Maybe it's the other way around. Look, check it out. Can I talk? Can you give me like 2 minutes? I just want 2 minutes. All right. So think about this. Think about all the propaganda that they handed out. The government has handed out all throughout the years, right? So let's say this alien stuff was real, and they just made you believe, just how you saying that. Why would they want to keep something? Why would they want to? Why are they gonna keep it there if they can move it, right? Because everybody's watching, right? That's what you're saying, right?
Right. Why would they
Right?
keep it there with everybody watching? I would have another
Let's
location.
say, let's say they made enough propaganda for people to start believing that there isn't anything there when there is something there. You never thought of that?
There's nothing there. Did you see Bob
Because
Lazar's interview with Joe Rogan? Did you watch the
man,
Joe Rogan
fuck them
experience?
fools. Yeah. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. Back
Did
before he
you
was
see
Joe Rogan.
Bob Lazar's interview on Joe Rogan?
Yes, I did see it.
So you believed in a lot of stuff he says. Even Joe Rogan is questioning Mr. Lazar himself.
I mean, but what do you think? What's so bad? What's so bad? Let's say we do go in there and there's nothing, then you made your point, right? But what if they go in there and they do find something?
They're not going to find anything.
How are you so sure, though?
My
How are you
sworn
so
duty.
sure?
You're going to find nothing.
But how are you so sure? You never stepped
Because I know.
in there. You never been in. So you've been in there?
You expect the government to know things? They can't even run our public schools.
These fools, these people made these people brought in drugs to disturb certain
Let me say
certain
this.
groups. So what are you telling me? I mean,
I'm
I
telling
know
you,
what you're
the
saying, but
government may not know anything. They're hoping you know. Who do you?
no, the government is run by
Okay,
some
are you
lizard
familiar with
people.
the Superman story? Are you familiar with the Superman mythology? You
Like the
know,
Marvel comics?
when Superman crashed Earth, who were the ones who hid his spaceship? The Kents. The Kents hid a spaceship in their barn. The government didn't have Clark's ship. Mr. and Mrs. Kent had Clark's ship. On Smallville,
But that's
the
made
government
up. That's like
didn't
the
capture the
Bible.
alien spacecraft. Luther Corps took the alien spacecraft to a secret hangar because it's plausible deniability. If Lex Luthor has it or Lionel has it, the government doesn't have it. Private corporations have it. The government is not in control. Private corporations like Luther Corps are in control. On Smallville, Luther Corps had the alien spaceship, not the government. The government is slow to
So
respond in anything. Remember
Area
Katrina?
51 is run by. Area
The
51 is run
government couldn't even
by.
come in Katrina in due time. What
Area
makes you think
51 is
that?
run by.
I
Who runs
guarantee
Area
you, if
51?
someone had a spaceship, it wouldn't be the government. It'd be some private
Who runs
corporation.
Area 51 then?
There's nothing at Area 51.
Who runs it?
Who runs it? Nobody runs it. It's just it's an empty shell. It's a shell game. You're gonna go there and find nothing.
So you're telling me that if I was to go in there to Area 51 and I step foot in there, there's not gonna be no one in there, and I'm not gonna get shot?
No one's gonna get hurt. Orders are gonna be given.
Oh,
No one's gonna get hurt. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. They're gonna use water cannons. They're gonna do
But you
whatever
didn't
it
even
takes
answer my question.
to
You didn't answer
to
my question.
prevent anybody from getting hurt. The last thing we want to see
So,
anybody do is have some idiot storm the gates and get himself hurt. Nobody wants that.
so let's say I was that idiot that I stormed the gates and
Well,
I broke through.
they'd shoot you down with
I'm
a
gonna
water
get shot.
cannon. They use taser guns. But the last thing you want to do is to hurt you. They're going to do whatever they can,
They got.
or they just open up the gates, say, come on in. There's nothing to see. Told you all along.
Dude,
Because
tell you the
I
truth.
have read Carl Sagan's work, and he is a well known scientist, the author of Cosmos. I am familiar with Tyson deGrassi. I am familiar with a few other scientists. And I'm telling you, the same thing these scientists are saying. Why would aliens want to come to what Carl Sagan calls us a tiny blue dot in space?
Because we got drugs, we got cocaine, we like to party, dude.
Aliens don't care about that crap. They can get minerals and drugs anywhere in the galaxy. Why come here? Why would they want to come to a tiny blue dot?
Why not?
Because there's thousands of other planets that get their minerals and resources if that's what they want. Uninhabited planets, there's thousands of them out there. There's no
What if they
reason
want
to
your
come to this tiny blue
butthole?
dot. And if there were aliens and they had been coming here like ancient aliens claims, then why haven't they conquered us? Why haven't they crushed us like we did the Aztecs and the Mayans? Because that's what happens
Because
when
they're
a
not
superior
assholes like we
race
are.
goes into a territory.
No, that's what happens with sapiens. Homo sapiens goes into a different
No,
territory.
no, that's
No,
what
yes,
happens when
yes.
you.
No, just Homo sapiens.
No,
Just Homo sapiens. Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. Think
believe in
about it. Think
aliens,
about it.
so I'm going I mean, what? Let's stay on the logic. Let's stay on topic. Answer by question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, my thing cut off a little bit, but I was telling you that only when Homo sapiens start to make their way into a new territory, that's when all the other stuff gets extinct. It's documented. It's not other species. It's just Homo sapiens. So you can't say that about aliens. You can't use us as an example to what aliens will do because they're a
History
totally
books have
different.
proven
Not,
what happens when a superior race society comes across a less superior society. You say the only hope is say Homo sapiens do that. Well, that I don't think so. Why
I
haven't
think
the
so
aliens conquered us? Why haven't they
because
crushed us many years ago?
you tell me. You tell me. They probably see something in us.
There may be other species. You claim there are aliens in outer space, right? There has to be
I don't
other
claim
species
anything.
besides Earth. We're not. We haven't in. We barely got to the moon and back. We haven't even been to Mars yet. We have a rover on Mars.
Okay. What does that make? What does that
So
have to do with anything of aliens coming to
why
conquer
would they
us?
want to come here when we're so primitive?
They probably want your butthole.
You know, dude, you're not making any sense. Next Monday, I'm going to have a guy on here who will make sense because
Okay.
he's my good friend, and he has a degree in science, and he's going to answer some questions that you apparently don't know how to answer.
Well, you're not asking any good questions,
I
and I
am
did answer
asking
your questions. You
logical
just I didn't
questions here.
answer you with your.
Why do they
I
want to come when
answer
there's
with what
thousands
I
of other
thought
planets
was
to
a
get
good
minerals and
answer.
resources from?
What if they don't want that? What if they just want to party?
I don't think that's what they want to come and do. They're explorers.
Yeah, you were
I mean,
explorer once. You explored drugs, right? And then you party for a little bit, right?
this has nothing to do with partying. Dude, you're not even staying on topic.
Dude, I am. You're asking me why would the
I
aliens want
own
to
you,
come over
dude.
here?
You haven't
No, you
even answered
didn't.
my question. That's okay. Next Monday, I'm
I
going to get a
did.
guy on here who can answer my questions.
All right. Next Monday, I will be on here, and I will request to join you. And I hope you take my request and have me on again. I thank you for your time.
You're welcome. You just need to come in and answer my
Peace.
questions. All right.
I did answer.
Okay.
I did answer your question. What
No, you
questions,
didn't.
dude? What questions
Why?
about why would the aliens want to come?
Why come? Why haven't they conquered us? Why haven't they crushed us like we did the Mayans?
Because they're not like us. But you don't want that answer.
They could have crushed us any time. And there may be other
I
species out there
understand
that
that,
could have crushed.
but they don't want to. What if they don't want to do that to us?
Why haven't we been conquered yet? If we're so
Because they
inferior.
don't want to do that to us. Think about this. How come the United States hasn't conquered? I don't know. Um, I don't know, a little island like shit, the Philippines. How come the United States hasn't conquered the Philippines? The United States can conquer the Philippines anytime they want, but they haven't. Why?
I don't know. Because we've evolved from what we were in the medieval times, but not all societies have evolved. We haven't defeated the Philippines because they're not inferior.
Oh, we definitely trust me. There's some Americans that would think those people are inferior.
They're not inferior. The Filipinos are very
They're
smart.
not. They're not.
They're taking our
Why
jobs.
will be?
They're smarter than we are.
Then why will?
They're
Why will
conquering
we?
us. Have you been to the hospital lately? How many employees are from the Philippines taking American jobs?
Dude, dude,
Dude,
you're off topic right now. Come on, just
yeah,
answer
you're
my
trying.
question.
You made a
Come
point
on,
that
come on.
you were stating that the Filipinos are inferior to us. Why haven't we conquered them? There's no point. They are on the same level. They're not inferior. We're human beings. Matter of fact, if anything, they're taking good American jobs. Have you been to Mercy Hospital lately? I have never been in Area 51. I have no intention of going. This guy is obsessed with my hair. Stay on topic, people. This guy couldn't even answer my questions. And you people that are commenting, you can't even stay on topic either. You just want to talk about my hair or my shirt or whatever else. Stay on topic, people. Because if you're going to talk logically, stay on topic. I don't know who's trying to join. But when I first came on the air, I was here to talk about my wife, and I just wanted to lighten the mood and talk about aliens and spaceships, and all this just exploded. And people can't answer my question, but next Monday, I'm going to see if I can get my friend Tim to, sorry, Jeremiah, I can't believe how mean people can be. You don't delete these people, don't you? Someone's trying to come on, and I don't know who it is. Could be a show. Let's see. I don't know who's trying to come on. I don't know. I just get a notification. It doesn't say who it is that's trying to come on. Oh well. I don't know. What's your proof of aliens? I have no proof of aliens. I don't believe in aliens. I want to meet an alien. Oh. Someone's trying to join me, but I don't know who it is. Melissa Andrews, Shelcho, Alex Perez. I just had Alex Perez, and he turned out to be not so great. I don't know. Think about this way. I believe in them. Okay. Like I said, I find it hard to believe in aliens. I just the physics alone of space travel, the distance you have to travel, the amount of power it would take. There's a live feed on it right now, but you want to join the group. Someone's trying to join. Come on. Why didn't this button work? Come on. Well, I don't know who's trying to join me. I have no idea. I don't know who's trying to join. There's 3 names, so I just hit one. Let's see if I can get someone else to come on here and speak their mind. Maybe, well, oh well. I don't know. But I may have to, wow, 2 hours. Like I said, I originally came on here tonight to talk about my wife, talk about her passing. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeremiah. My wife passed away 6 months ago. I just took it to the topic of aliens to get it on a lighter mood. This is my first wedding anniversary without my beloved wife. And I was coming on here to talk about my personal goals, what I hope to achieve. Like I said, I'm not doing drugs and alcohol. I'm not making things worse than it actually is. It's been 6 months since she passed away. I do intend to fall in love again. I do not intend to live the rest of my life alone. I am getting out there. I'm working on this podcast, trying to make it better. I got into a heated debate with a couple people on here. One guy, he, I'd like someone to come on who can answer my questions. And stop talking about my dang hair. Makes me think you guys don't have anything to talk about. I don't know. You guys want to storm Area 51. I don't know why. Like I said, it started off tonight. I just went to the topic of aliens to lighten the mood, and it just the internet just blew up. And at some point, to see them aliens, people. You're going to storm Area 51, and I have a sworn duty to tell you there's nothing there. There is nothing there. You're going to go there and find nothing. And Bob Lazar is probably the greatest liar ever. Or I don't know what he saw. But yes, I watched the Joe Rogan Experience. I'm well aware of the things that Bob Lazar claims he saw, and millions of people watched that particular Joe Rogan, and I don't know if that's fueling the fire for this storming of Area 51, but the idea of storming a military base with well-armed soldiers is stupid. Stupid. Someone's going to get hurt, and that's the last thing anybody wants. Photo of couch. Here we go again. I'm a part of this group. And what are they protecting? They're protecting a shell, an empty shell. There's nothing there. They want you to think there's something there when there's nothing there. If I knew I was being surrounded by paparazzi and my house might be searched for something and I didn't, anything of any value, I would move it. Anything of any value, like right now, anything of any value, all my important documents are locked, safe, and secure in a bank box. And that's where I keep it. There's nothing of any value here. And I think the government would do the same thing. They know that people are constantly watching Area 51. Sightseers are constantly there. How can you get anything done? How can you maintain any privacy? You can't. So you move your operations somewhere else. And let these sightseers think there's something there when there's nothing there. It's live right now. You want to join. Are you wearing? Yes, actually, these are Stewie pants. I guess you can see them. There is something there once we get the info. That's assuming you believe Bob Lazar. I don't know who's trying to join me. I keep seeing that little red light down there, but I don't know. Let me see. What's going on here? I have a second tablet here. She. 994 comments. She has a lot of comments. Dang gummit. I'm going to show, hopefully this is... if you want to know the answer to the question, you stop talking about my hair. Yes, it's fake. Because when I come on the air, I have to look my best, and I don't want to imitate or copycat Joe Rogan. So I hope that answers everybody's question. Yes, it's artificial. Part of it's real, part of it isn't. But when you're on the air, you've got to look your best. You've got to be aesthetically pleasing. And I have no intentions of copycatting Joe Rogan. He has his shtick, I have mine. Your question has been answered on that issue. Let's stay on topic about aliens. Who's trying to come on? Hey, gummit. Why didn't this thing work? Yes, I confirmed it for you. Does that satisfy everybody? I'm only going to answer that once and once only. I don't know. No one else has sent me a friend request, so. Okay. Yes, it does. I don't know anything about a couch. Oh, like I said, I'm gonna have to say goodnight at some point, folks, because a lot of you are obsessed about everything except aliens, except Area 51. If you want to come on here, if you want to leave a comment, please answer a question. Why would the aliens want to come all the way here? Give me a scientific explanation for them being aliens. I don't care. I'm going to find somebody. I know someone that can come on. I will have him on next week. I know exactly the person I need to talk to, because he will be logical and he will answer my questions. So, how about this? We're up to over 1,000 comments on this. I can't believe it. They're coming up for us to clap them cheeks. I'm trying to read the comments. Can someone write something logical here? Something that makes sense. Aliens are natural explorers such as humans. Well, the problem with aliens as a Christian is we're created in God's image. Aliens are not. We have a living soul. They do not. We have 5 fingers. We can actually build things. And so far, the UFO experiences we have been having here on Earth are not interplanetary, but interdimensional, which means they're spiritual, like these orbs. Their ability to come in and out. And we've had people who have been kidnapped by aliens, and they would speak the name of Jesus, and the abduction is over just like that. Why would they want to abduct and torture human beings? And why would they want to continue to do it century after century? Why haven't they just conquered us? Don't go. I've been on 2 hours already. You don't have any viewers yet. Try sharing your broadcast to friends or group. What do you mean I don't have any viewers? That's because everyone's watching is not in my network. So, from a scientific point of view, like I said before, there are thousands of other. If you believe there are aliens, let's explore that for a second. There are thousands of planets with tons of minerals and resources that they could get whatever they need. Why do they need to come to what Carl Sagan calls a little blue dot? The universe is created in God's image. Humans are a part of the universe. Thank you, Brian. That's exactly correct. You are a business major, not a scientist. That is true. I am not a scientist, but I'm a science fiction geek. I may not be a certified scientist, but I've read a lot of science books. I've taken astronomy. From a scientific point of view, again, stay on topic. Such as all else in the universe. Again, stay on topic, people. Why do you want to obsess about my hair? Why can't you stay on the topic of aliens and UFOs? Apparently, this website that I'm broadcasting from, that's what it's about. Stay on topic. Yeah. So, you people want to write comments, because if you're not, I will delete this video. I can, too. Someone's trying to. Again, I don't know who's trying to come on. The only way you're going to join me in this broadcast, you're going to have to send me a friend request. And Shell, you're absolutely correct. There's people on here very mean, very disrespectful, and all they can't stay on topic. They want to talk about everything but aliens. Well, I don't know how to do that. Jimmy wants me to add him, but I don't know how to do that. Let's see if he can. Jimmy Small, right? Jimmy Small, Jimmy Small. He's not even in my. There he is. Okay, Jimmy. I added you, but nothing happened. Huh. Robert Haley. All right, Robert. Friend request accepted. Let's see. I've already said yes, this hair is fake. I'm not going to repeat that again. Let's see someone come on here and make some sense. And stay on topic. The only way that you can join me, I have to accept a friend request. That's the only way it's going to happen. I don't know who that is. It's trying to add somebody here. Man created God, they were called. Do you see? Why are they so obsessed? Because they're idiots. They don't want to stay on topic. This website that I apparently am on is all about aliens. So people stay on the topic of UFOs, aliens. Please stay on topic. That's what this website is for, or Facebook page. This is not the topic of spirituality. This is the topic of UFOs. Why? I just don't see them traveling halfway across the galaxy for this little planet. I don't know why. Someone's trying to come on. Let's try this again. I don't know who's trying to join me. All I see is a red button is lighting up down there. When I hit it, I only see two names. And I'm trying to bring somebody on that I haven't spoke to. It might be a 10-minute ride for them. Well, there's plenty of other planets to choose from, and that's my argument. If there are aliens, no, it's not. This is a site for UFOs, Area 51. Stay on the topic of Area 51. What do you hope to see? What do you think they're hiding? And what evidence do you have?
Hello.
Okay, you're on my Messenger, but you're not on my Facebook Live. But I think
I know it's not letting me join your live.
That's okay. I'm hoping that people out there can hear it. I'm going to turn it up all the way.
Okay.
Okay. I can hear you.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Because everybody is up there obsessed about my hair. I already answered that. Yes, it's fake.
Well, that's nice hair. Maybe that's fine.
Who cares? The topic here is Area 51.
Well, I mean, there's not much to discuss. I mean, everybody's going to go there and try to find some aliens. They're going to try something. I mean, there has to be something for so many guards to be just guarding that place.
What if it's a
And,
shell game?
well, I mean, that all depends on when we get there. I mean, nobody's actually been inside that place yet. That's why everybody's trying to get there and
Well,
trying to figure out.
what logic would it be to storm a military base?
Well, I mean,
A well-armed
like,
military
like,
base, well-trained, well-armed. What? Some idiot's going to get hurt, and that's the last thing anybody wants.
yeah, you're right.
And that's what concerns me. What concerns me when I heard the story, because I don't know hardly anything about it. I seen the Bob Lazar interview with Joe Rogan. I know who Carl Sagan is, and I've read Cosmos. So, what? I mean, do you really think there are aliens there? Because I don't think. I think there's nothing there. I think it's a shell game.
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, it could be. It all depends on when we get there. That's like when it really counts. It just depends on when we get there and see what's actually inside that place. That's when you actually know. Like you can discuss that, but for right now, all we know is just they're hiding something, or people want to see what's inside there. I mean, it's like I don't know, man. It's like there has to be a reason they're guarding it. There has to be a reason why they don't want nobody to come in there. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they're guarding it to make you think there's something there. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can turn up the volume here. Let's see if this. I turned on my Bluetooth, so I don't know. Are you still there? Hello? Jimmy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I got the volume turned up so they can hear you out
Okay.
there.
You sound very far away, but it's cool.
Okay. Well, I turned on my Bluetooth speaker so the people out there can hear you.
Okay, that's fine.
So, what do you think they're hiding there? What do you really think is there?
I mean, I think it's aliens. I mean, that's what everybody thinks there is. We all think it's aliens. I mean, it's either aliens, man, or it has to be something good for everybody when we get like people in there.
But they've talked about Area 51's been well known for many, many years. If I had a secret to protect, why would I want to keep my secret there when everybody's watching?
I don't know, man. It's really, I mean, it's a good topic, and
It is.
it's everybody's wanting to know what's beyond those gates, and
There's nothing
all I
beyond
can
those
basically
gates.
say is like, it's basically coming down to if it really happens and people really do do go there and like they try to go through there.
There is nothing
Whenever
there.
like those doors open or they try to find what's going on, man, there has to be something there. If it's just army stuff, like just a basic army camp.
What if it's
If
an
it's going to be a
abandoned?
basic army camp, there's going to be nothing more than that.
Yeah, that's
But-
what I'm trying to tell you. There's nothing there because
You have not actually went there and seen it for yourself.
let me put it
So
to you in a way
you
that
can't-
everybody can understand. Let's say your house is being watched by the feds, the cops, the paparazzi, and everybody, right? You know that they're gonna come into your house with search warrants and everything else. So what? They're just going to come inside your house. You don't want to keep anything in your house that you don't want them to see. So what are you going to do? You're going to move it to another location. If I were the government, that's exactly the move I would have made a long time ago when the sightseers first started to come around. I would have slowly moved everything out. And then there's nothing there for you to see.
Well, I mean, you could be right. The people that want to see the aliens could be right. I get your argument, and it makes sense a lot.
I mean, I'm trying to put it in a
understand what you're
smaller
saying.
scale that you can understand. If your house is surrounded by paparazzi or surrounded by people who want to come into your house, there's evidence in your house, and they're sure you've got drugs or whatever, you would move those drugs. You would move that evidence somewhere else, wouldn't you?
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So I'm trying to explain. Thank you. I'm trying to explain this on a smaller scale that everybody can understand. Now, on a larger scale, same logic applies. If the whole world is watching,
So
possibly,
basically, what you're trying to say is that if they did have stuff at that place, they
It's
would
gone.
have already moved it years ago.
years
away.
ago, yeah, long time ago. If there was something there, it ain't there now. It's done, been moved.
Okay, I kind of get that. That kind of makes sense. That makes more sense than just what we've been saying, but you kind of make sense.
Yeah, thank you. Because that's what I'm trying. That's the point I'm just trying to get across. Is that anything that may have been there is no longer there. With all eyes watching them, possibly terrorists watching them, our enemies, the Russians, the Koreans, who knows who's been watching it, trying to uncover our military secrets. So, if I have a sworn duty to protect the lives of the American people, I'm going to move our secrets somewhere else. If it's a secret, keep it a secret. I don't want the Koreans knowing what we're doing. I don't want the Chinese knowing. I don't want the Iranians knowing. I don't want the terrorists
Exactly.
knowing. If it's a government secret, keep it a secret. And I think we should leave it alone.
I mean, I really do get what you're saying, man. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I think you should leave it alone. If it's a secret, keep it a secret. If they're really
Now the part about not going, I mean, obviously, like there's gonna be, you can't make people not go, but obviously there's gonna be people going, and there's people gonna be checking it out. But like I said before, it all depends on when they get there, and when it really does happen, that's when the truth comes out. That's when people's gonna. I mean, even if there isn't, then boom, there's your problem solved. There's nothing there. It's just an army base, whatever.
yeah.
But there's
And-
always that possibility, man, that there could be something out there. There could, you know what I'm saying, like the ET, some extraterrestrial. But I do get your argument when you're saying if like there was something there, they would have moved it a long time ago. I do
Exactly.
get that.
Exactly. That is my argument all along. They would have moved it a long time ago. You're not going to find, even if there was something there. It's like if someone had drugs in their house and they knew the police was about to raid it, they would move it. Any evidence. That's what you do.
Well, and plus the day they are raiding it in September, they're actually giving, them a heads up. So say there was something there, well, they're giving them heads up now, so by the time they even do storm that place, they're going to move it anyways.
And
because
Amanda,
they already gave them a heads up.
thank you, Amanda. How do you keep it a secret when people are watching your secret? Yes. Amanda, absolutely correct. Thank you. You just can't. You can't keep it a secret if everybody's watching you. There's just no beeping way you can do that. I mean that. Here's another thing. What if I was to tell you that the government has nothing to do with UFOs? What if I was to tell you that private corporations may have them? For plausible deniability, as they like to call it.
I understand what you're saying.
Remember the TV show Smallville?
Yes.
Okay. Who had Clark's ship? The government didn't have it, did they? The
No.
Kents had it. The Kents hid Clark's spaceship in their barn. when the other spaceships came in season 4, who had it? Lex Luthor did. Lex Luthor used his corporation, LuthorCorp, took that spaceship back to his private hangar, had his scientists look it over. The government had nothing to do with that spaceship. LuthorCorp had it. Lex had it. I'm just
I
saying,
understand, man. I understand.
the government may not know anything. They're hoping you know. They can't even run our public schools correctly. They can't fix our roads. It makes you think that they know everything there is to know about aliens. I don't think they do know. I think there's other individuals out there, if they do exist, who know more than the government does.
Well, I mean, you have turned my head tonight, and you have given me some thought. So, I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, the stuff you're saying does make sense. And, if you think about it, get down to the details, I mean, it makes sense a lot. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I mean, the government's always trying to find aliens. It's the private citizens that are always hiding them. Elliot hid E.T. in his closet, did he not?
Exactly.
That's the point. Private citizens are more likely to have aliens and spaceships more than the government. The government couldn't even get to Katrina on time.
Exactly.
The convoy of hope got there before the government
I'm not going
did.
to hold you up here any much longer because I got to get off here, man. But I understand exactly what you're saying, and everything you did say made sense. I think people just need to listen to you a little bit more from where you're coming from, what you're saying.
Yeah. But all they want to talk about is my hair, and it has nothing to do with Area 51.
Well, I mean, maybe they're just jealous, dude, because they can't grow any hair. Maybe that's fine.
Well, I did tell them, I admit it, it's fake. Some of it's real,
Well,
some of it's fake.
all right, it's fake.
But,
so what? A lot of stuff's fake.
But
as long as it makes you
when
happy,
I'm
man,
on
rock
camera,
on.
I have to look my best on camera. Joe Rogan is totally bald, and I do not want to imitate Joe Rogan in any way.
Well, you kind of look like him, so, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to imitate him. Nobody likes an imitator. Nobody. So
I got you, man. Well, I understand what you're saying. It was a great discussion. Maybe someone else can get on here and talk to you, but I understand everything that you're saying, and people need to give it more thought.
Well, I wish someone else I think is trying to come on here, but like I said, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I like to believe in aliens, but I live in the show me state. They don't call this the show me state for nothing. Show me the aliens, show me the spaceship.
Maybe next Monday or whenever I can get back on here, we can discuss this more when I have time.
Because
yeah, man, just keep going with it.
I'm like the doubting Thomas. Until I can physically touch an alien, I'm not going to believe in it. This is the show me state. I'm sorry. That's what we believe here. Show me.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Exactly, bro. Show me the money. That's the point I'm trying to get across. And here's another question. Why would they want to come all the way here to this tiny blue dot in space?
Not that. Well, anybody can answer that. That's a really, they probably wouldn't. There's so many galaxies and there's so many planets.
With the minerals, if they're looking for minerals, there's thousands of planets who have far more minerals than the Earth does. Carl Sagan himself, from Cosmos fame, called this planet a tiny blue dot. We're nothing but a tiny blue dot.
You're right.
Yes,
You're exactly right.
I've read Carl Sagan's work. So some of you out there have not read Carl Sagan's work. I guarantee it, Joe Rogan has, and I have. And no, I'm not a scientist, but I've read enough books in my time. So these people need to stop talking about my hair and start talking about Area 51. This is why we're here. This is not about me.
I'm going to get off here, man, but I had a great discussion with you. And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to next Monday to discuss more about this.
I don't know how I ended up on this site because I first came on to talk about my late wife.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
That's your loss, man. That's very sad, and I wish you the best.
Because it was 6 months ago she passed away, and this is my first wedding anniversary without her. So.
Well, man, this is just going to show you a lot, like a lesson in life. Just another day to make you stronger. Just get you prepared for next year, man. it's all falling into place. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Well, thanks anyway. And the only reason I went to this topic was to lighten the mood because I was talking about my wife and I was starting to feel
Exactly.
sad.
It was a good discussion. It was a good discussion.
I just wanted to lighten the mood. So, cheer myself
All right,
up.
man.
That was the whole point. Thanks for coming on. I won't take up any more of your time. Who else is trying to come on? There's another red dot down there. Is it Robert? I don't know. Yes, Jimmy, I know. Okay, Robert. Trying to add Robert. Seen the little red dot down there, so I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Robert. How are you doing today?
I'm nearly perfect. How are you?
All right. I want to thank you for coming on. I sure
Absolutely.
appreciate this.
Absolutely.
And
So I have a, yeah, go ahead. It's your
well,
show.
it is. And when I first started, to tell you, my name is Jeremiah. If you don't know who I am, I live in Springfield, Missouri. I came on tonight to first talk about my late wife. She passed away 6 months ago.
I'm sorry to
And
hear that.
this is Saturday. We our first wedding anniversary. No, it would have been 12 years. This is my first one without her. So tonight was supposed to be totally dedicated to her, and we started off that way. And I just went to the topic of aliens later on to lighten the mood. And I found myself in this chat room. Somehow, I don't know how,
Right.
someone stuck me in here, and I saw the numbers go up, and they just kept going. Kept going. This is what everybody
Yeah.
wants to talk about.
Well, good. Maybe more people come to your show and listen, and that's exciting.
And stop talking about my wig. Yes, it's a wig. It's fake.
Fine.
I hope that answers everybody's questions, and they can get back on topic. Because
So what is the normal top? What is your average topic of your show? What do you
whatever
normally
I
talk
pick,
about?
it's whatever inspires me for that week.
Okay.
I was at work today and I heard a story about people storming Area 51. I'm going, why would anyone want to storm a military base? There's nothing there. I'm well aware of Bob Lazar. I saw his interview with Joe Rogan, and I heard some of what he said, but I have a hard time believing in aliens, and I'm a big Star Trek fan. I'm like a doubting Thomas. This is the show me state. Unless I can touch an alien and take a tour in their spaceship, this is a show me the money kind of state. There's a reason why they call it a show me state. Show me.
Right.
Show me the spaceship.
And I agree with you. I grew up in the Show Me State, also not far from you. And what I might add, and because now you're on this topic of Area 51 and aliens and all that, although you didn't start out that way, but since you're there, and if you don't mind, it doesn't seem, it never seemed plausible to me either. Aliens. I will say, and apparently you're not, but I'm an atheist. So I question everything. I do not believe in aliens. There's never been any definitive proof of anything, other than rumors. My personal belief on the alien thing, is that this was created by the government to raise question, to kind of get people in the 40s. They listened to the radio, they believed everything. This Chicken Little, the sky's falling. People were impressionable then. As we started to develop aircraft in the 40s and in the 50s, after we stole a lot of information from the Russians and the Germans after World War II. That's where we got everything,
Right.
was
I'm
from
listening.
Germany. We needed something to kind of throw off, kind of like a black flag. We all know what a black flag is.
Yes.
They needed to throw everybody off, kind of make it sound, there's things flying around in the air, because we had experimental aircraft flying around in the air. Area 51 is an experimental aircraft facility. It's controlled by the NSA. It's controlled by government contractors. And I'm sorry, zoned out there. Government contractors, the average government contractor that says, let's say, goes to Afghanistan. You or I, we're ex-military. We go to Afghanistan. They're
Right.
paid an average of $130,000 to $140,000 a year to carry a weapon and sit on top of the embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan, let's say, as a sniper or whatever.
Right.
Area 51 hardly has any, from my understanding from some folks that I know in government contracting, there are hardly any branch force. I wouldn't say hardly any, but there's not as many branch force guys there as there are contractors. You're not going to pay somebody $150,000 a year times however many are there, 20, 30, 50,
Right.
1,000 of these government contractors for no reason. They're developing government aircraft. They're developing aircraft there, rockets, whatever it is. You know, I'm not a rocket scientist
Okay.
by any means. So, but there is a reason. There is a reason for that facility is so far inland. Also, back in the 40s and 50s, Russia, Germany, they didn't have aircraft that could get into our airspace, so they needed to put it farther in. That's why it wasn't coastal. It didn't need to be there. We could put something on the coast now. It doesn't,
Right.
but obviously, in the 40s and the 50s, they needed it far inland, so Russia couldn't fly, a U-2 equivalent spy plane over or whatever. But that is highly guarded for a reason, and it needs to be guarded for a reason. There is some high-tech stuff there. There are some things going on there that we do or we don't need to know about.
Right. Here's my take on it. It's a military thing.
Aliens, no.
Leave it alone. If there's secrets
I
there, they're there to protect us, to protect the American citizens, to protect us from the bad guys. Because if you storm it and you want to uncover all the secrets, then the Russians will know, the Chinese will know, the Koreans will know. I don't want our enemies to know what we got going on over there.
Well, the Air Force has a facility in Omaha, Nebraska. Well, we all know the Air Force has, planes and they had NORAD and all this and then rocketry and all this, but they have a facility in Omaha, Nebraska that's 10 stories below ground. So, and we all know this. We've all watched the History Channel. So, And if you haven't, you need to look into that. But it is. No, there's not a landing strip there. No, but it's Air Force, and it's 10 stories or more now, maybe below ground, and everybody knows this. It's all about our safety. It is. Nobody's going to storm this on September 20th. It's all just a fun meme page, and I think it's hilarious. That's how I found you. I follow this page. I think it's hilarious. The comments and things like that. I think it's funny. However, nobody's going to storm this place.
I don't know how I ended up on this page. I think someone put me on here.
Well,
That's okay.
Just make light of it. Have fun,
Because
and it'll bring more people to your show.
The topic started off as a memorial to my late wife, dedication to her.
I understand that.
And then I wanted to lighten the mood. And so I went to the topic of aliens just to cheer myself up and lighten the mood. And I ended up here. So,
right.
And I got the numbers up so high, I just couldn't cut it off. I gotta keep going because there's 30 people.
Well, just embrace the moment and roll with it. Put a smile on and roll with it.
And as long as these people are in the comments that stop talking about my hair and keep it on Area 51. Let me ask you that.
Right.
Let me put it to you in a logical way that I had another caller, and I try to make some logical sense of this. I think there's nothing there. I know for a fact there's nothing there. It's a shell game. They got guards protecting a shell, an empty warehouse that they want you to think there's something there because they moved it somewhere else. Let me explain it on a smaller scale that everybody can understand.
There is a new facility in Nevada. Actually, it moved to southern Colorado, but there is a new facility, from what I understand, that is a basic new Area 51.
So if Area 51, whatever was there, whatever Bob Lazar claims he saw, has been moved years ago. Assuming there's anything there to begin with, it's gone. Let me explain on a scale that everybody out there can understand. I explained it to the previous caller. Let's say your house is about to be raided. You know that on a certain day the feds are going to come and raid your house. So if you've got anything illegal in there that shouldn't be there, what are you going to do? You're going to flush it down
Oh,
the
you're going to
toilet.
move it.
You're going to
You're
move
going to
it.
move it.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. Whatever was there is gone. With everybody watching them, how can you get anything done? So I'm just saying
Well, I think
it's been
in the
moved.
40s and 50s, right, and that does make sense. However, we're talking about the United States government. You're and if anybody's going to raid your house, it's going to be the government. It's going to be or a part of the government, the police,
But
sheriff's department,
I'm just
FBI,
saying
whatever. If
if you
civilians
know
are
that
raiding you, we're
paparazzi,
talking about the United States government. The
you're
United
being
States
spied
government is
on all
not
the
going to
time,
obey you.
you're going to move your evidence like Al Capone would do it. He'd move it somewhere else. Oh,
I
it's
don't
up in
think the
here. See,
I don't think the U.S. government has to move anything. I mean, if it was Venezuela or Colombia, or no offense to them and their strongholds, but if it's somebody like that, Cuba, they might do a shell game. But we're talking about the U.S. government. There's so much firepower there that I don't think they have to. I mean, it's like saying if they're going to storm the White House, they're just going to move the president out of the White House. That would
that's
never
exactly
happen.
what
They're
they
not going
would
to move.
do. They would move him to safety.
Well, they
But
would move into safety, but not permanently, like you're stating.
but here's something else to consider. You know the Superman mythology, right? Now the
I'm
Kents,
not real familiar.
okay, the Kents took Clark Kent's ship and hid it in their barn. Lex Luthor on Smallville took a spaceship and hid it in a private hangar that he controlled. The government didn't have the spaceship, Lex Luthor had it. So I'm just saying, what if the government doesn't have all the spaceships we think they do? What if private corporations like Luthor Corp have it?
I would say you're right there. I would say a lot of what you just said is correct. And the reason I say that, and we're obviously no experts, are we? But I would say you are correct. That's why you have government contractors there, not Marines, Army,
Right.
Air
Plausible
Force,
deniability.
Naval security.
Plausible
That's
deniability.
why exactly, and that's why you have that. That's why, uh, you know, uh, I mean, hell, we know for all we know, it could be SpaceX. It could be Richard Branson. It could be anybody that is the controlling entity of a place like that. But they are still developing things there. There is still high security for a reason. I would say, I doubt it's aliens. I don't think there's alien spacecraft. But the Blackbird was developed there. The B-2 was developed there. The all stealth technology, everything was developed there. And I would say that there's still a reason why. In January, I don't remember what day, I think it was January 26th of this year. I'm not sure if you know this, but a gentleman was shot and killed. The Daily Mail just reported that. You have to dig deep when you search on Google, but there was a gentleman shot and killed for approaching the contractors there.
Yeah.
Not not another word has been said about it. The FBI was involved, and not a person. Now, what are we in July, and we still haven't heard anything more about why this gentleman had some kind of a pod in his hand, some kind of a metal object, whether it be a flashlight or what, we don't know. But they
Right.
shot and killed this man. This is a government contractor. If you're shooting and killing people, most bases that you storm into, I just don't know if they'd shoot and kill you. They might restrain you, but I seriously doubt that.
They're not.
There they have a government contractor, and the gentleman was shot and killed in January this year.
There's nothing in Area 51, and I have a sworn duty to protect. And I tell you, nobody wants anybody to get hurt. When I heard this story on the news, I was alarmed and going, "It's ridiculous."
You heard about it.
I am concerned that some idiot is going to try and storm that military base and get himself hurt. And the last thing that anyone wants to do is hurt somebody. Whether you're a contractor or you're the government, nobody wants anybody to get hurt. So they're going to take every precaution with what's coming up to make sure everybody stays safe. If they have to use pellets, water cannons, tasers, they're going to do whatever it takes to uh, make sure that everybody stays safe. That if someone
Well,
did
they
try to
sure didn't
storm
do
it,
that
they
in
tase
they
them.
sure didn't do that in January. In January, they just shot and killed the guy. I mean, I mean, it's
But this
sad.
is different. You got the whole media watching now. All the networks will be watching you. So the last thing they want to do with all these witnesses
Yeah.
for anybody to get hurt, they're going to do everything they can to
Hmm.
make everybody go away. There's nothing here to see. They're either going to do one of two things. They're going to have water cannons out there, whatever they're going to do to prevent anybody from getting hurt seriously, or they're just going to open up the gate and say, "Come on in, let's give you a tour.
I think the
We're here to show
likelihood
you
of them
something."
actually doing it is slim.
But that would end the shell
Yeah.
game. If they open up the gates, the shell game is over.
Well, maybe that's what they want. I don't know. I don't know. I know there are other facilities. I think because there's so much attention since the mid '80s. I think there is. I've read about other facilities. Of course, I haven't been there. I don't know. I mean, there's always Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado. That's been a huge, you know, top secret facility for years. Um, I don't know. Maybe they'll go there. I don't know. You know.
There's people saying, "I tried, he won't answer." I don't know what they're talking about. I'm reading the
Yeah.
comments as the screen goes along. They're coming on pretty fast, and I don't really have time to read all the comments. I try to.
Well, at least you're getting a lot of attention to your show, and I appreciate you accepting my request and letting me come on. I don't have a whole lot more to say, but my personal belief is that they we have developed a lot of aircraft there. All the stealth technology and like I said at the beginning of, when I came on is it was they other countries didn't have the technology they have now. Now they can fly 20,000 feet or use satellites imagery to see. So there was no reason. There's everything. If there is anything, it's most likely underground. I mean,
Well,
it's everything's going to be underground that's being developed.
let me again. I want to thank you for coming on, and I may have more questions. I hope you can answer them. Um,
Oh, sure.
okay, let's we're on the topic of Area 51 and aliens. Let's stay on topic. Even if these other people out here don't want to stay on topic, they want to talk about my hair. Let's talk about
And your couch.
Roswell. What do you think really happened there? Because
I
one
think it
newspaper
was.
article
I
said
think
they
it was.
captured a flying saucer. Was it a
Well,
Nazi
right. And
saucer,
and and
Russian?
no, that was there again. How far is Roswell from Area 51?
Not
So
far.
what you
Isn't
have
that
to what
the
you
area?
exactly, and that affirms my point earlier. That was one of our early developed aircraft that failed, that crashed, and they needed something to draw everybody's attention, the black flag, off of. This is like War of the Worlds. This is like,
So they made up the
the
flying
aliens are
saucer,
coming.
but
Everybody
then they
believed that,
retracted
didn't
it and
they?
said it was a weather balloon. So why would they say a flying saucer and then they say it's a weather balloon? Why? What would be the
They
purpose?
said it was a weather balloon. They said it was just tinfoil. They said it was, there's all these different things, and that's to throw us off. It was an experimental aircraft. It was early stealth technology, and with it we robbed from Germany and maybe Russia. I don't know. We were in the race. I mean, our new enemy was Russia. We were in the Cold War. We had to start developing things
Yeah.
because they were our enemy, and we were scared. So obviously Roswell logistically is super close to Area 51. So obviously, the likelihood of something crashing there, I mean, duh, it was our aircraft that we developed. They had to put a spin on it. They had to make it sound like, oh, it's aliens, it's a weather balloon, it's da 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 da. It was just one of our development. It was just one of our early technologies, and
That's what I
and
think.
they didn't, we were in the Cold War. We were starting at the beginning of the Cold War. So as soon as we left Germany, we were, in 1946, we were basically at war with Russia, and we still have been.
Yeah. Yeah. I think something did crash there, but I just don't believe it was aliens. And I'm a Star Trek nut,
I don't
right?
either.
And
I don't either. I don't either. It just doesn't make any sense. And people that believe that are just, I don't get it. The same people that don't believe in God believe in aliens and vice versa. It doesn't make any sense to me.
well,
Whatever.
here's another question: where are the aliens when we don't see them? They have to go somewhere. The ships have to
Well,
come from somewhere, don't they? Every time they appear and disappear, they have to go somewhere.
sure, and that's a good question. I mean, that same question can be brought up about something else, and I don't want to go there, but because I don't want to get off topic. But I, you know, I just don't believe the likelihood of aliens. It just doesn't,
Well,
yeah, where are they? We haven't seen them, but
exactly. And Carl Sagan, if you know who he is, said the
yeah,
Earth is
quite well.
a tiny blue dot in the Milky Way galaxy. And and why would the aliens want to come to a tiny blue dot in the middle of nowhere when there's thousands of other planets to get minerals and resources? Why would they want to come here? Why would they want to spend their time, money, and resources coming to this teeny weeny blue dot?
And that I don't know, and maybe they don't need to. Maybe they're so far advanced that they don't need to. Maybe it's because we have an atmosphere that they require, like we do, oxygen and gravity and all that. Maybe because Mars and Pluto and Uranus and all these places, or the moon, whatever, is not as maybe not as as maybe it's not as comfortable as maybe they require the same thing as us. I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, if there were
Well, it
aliens,
makes sense.
why haven't they?
Well,
Why,
if there were aliens and they required the same needs and necessities,
why haven't
as
they
us,
conquered us?
then it would make sense.
Why haven't they just come here and just taken what they want?
Maybe that's not. Maybe that's not their goal. Maybe they are friendly and
Then why
they
haven't we
don't
seen them in
want that.
person and negotiated a trade deal with them? From a business
Well,
perspective,
we may have private corporations and other governments may have. We may have uranium that they need, and they may have, something else we need. You never know.
but you can get uranium from lots of other planets. Why this one?
Sure. Well, that's just an example. I'm not a geologist or a biologist or a scientist of any sort.
Either.
So
I've read Carl Sagan's books. That's all.
yeah. Well, yeah, and I, there again, we're on the same page. I don't believe in aliens because just the same reason I don't believe in God. There's no evidence. I'm from the Show Me state also. Show me proof. I'm not going to get it from one book. I'm not going to get all my information from one book and believe that. That's not, and especially the one that's been written 1,300 times, overwritten, and changed by 7 different, conquering nations, and I'm just not going to do that. So, and then of course that's where we're going to disagree. But I don't believe in aliens either. Just like I don't believe in God. Show me proof.
Yeah, well,
I can't see it. I don't believe it.
my reasons are, I have to see it to believe it. This is the Show Me state. There's a reason why
I
they
agree.
call it that.
I agree.
So I just, with what I know about physics from Neil deGrasse Tyson, whatever, it's
Grass.
why would they come all the way here? It takes so much energy and power from wherever they're from. There's other planets they can get their resources from. We're just one.
Maybe they like soccer. Maybe they like soccer and football. We just don't know. I mean, maybe we have more beautiful women. You just never know. I mean, maybe, it's why we don't know. I don't think the question is, the real question is not why. It's, I think the main two main questions is how and did they? And there's no answer to how, because did they isn't likely. There's no such thing as alien.
Well, there have been UFO sightings for centuries and centuries. Ancient paintings.
Yeah, I knew, and that's a good point. I mean,
There's an ancient
you do see these things.
They had in Christopher Columbus Day a flying saucer. And this coin is hundreds of years old. So they've had, even in India, Brahmanis or whatever they call it, we've had flying ships for But people have been seeing things in the sky for centuries, and so. But here's the problem with them being nuts and bolts. They can't be nuts and bolts because they appear and disappear at will. They break the laws of physics and they can do things that our aircraft can't. There's no denying that people have been seeing stuff for years, even back in ancient times.
Yeah, I've there again. That's one of those things, and not to defer for your point, but I mean, yeah, anybody who watches the History Channel at any point in time, you're going to see these, or read any books. You're going to see a lot of these things. There's writings on walls all over Egypt and all over Europe and in South
Man,
America and Mexico and
Alexander the
there's a
Great,
lot of these things. Maybe they were birds that were not
Alexander the
indigenous to that
Great,
area.
Alexander the Great was attacked by two flying discs. His men were harassed and attacked by two flying discs. That's a historical fact.
Well, Joseph Smith that started Mormonism also, found golden tablets and saw things and stuff too. And now they're saying that he was high on something. So were they high on something? We don't know. I mean, were
Was
they,
Alexander the
because
Great?
that
I
was,
mean,
that was,
was he high on
just
something? I
because
mean,
his name's great doesn't mean just maybe it is likely. I mean, they even said Jesus, was smoked hemp and they found marijuana in it's considered a hallucinogen at high levels. So maybe, and they found that in Egyptian tombs. So we don't know. I mean, we don't know. Maybe they were all just really high and seeing shit. I mean, that's
I
just
don't know.
happens.
I don't know.
I
I
mean, I've been high and seen shit. So let me tell you, I mean, I've seen spaceships and all kinds of things, but that doesn't mean that it actually happened. And that was more common thousands of years ago for people to say, "Hey, this plant has a medicinal value. Let's try this." Or let's do this or let's do that. I mean, that's why we use these ancient remedies, and we're starting to learn more about them because we're finding out, hey, the Indians did this. Man, this really works. Ayahuasca and peyote and all these different things. I think that people were seeing maybe birds that weren't indigenous. I don't know. These are just ideas. I'm not saying this is actual fact, but because we don't know fact from fiction. I just am like you. I want to, I'm from the show me state. Show me. There's no evidence. Just because it's written on a coin or on a wall doesn't mean these guys weren't high on something, you know.
well, I'm glad that someone invited me to this page. Someone brought me here. So whoever it was, I thank them because now I've got people that normally don't watch me are
Bob,
watching me.
right?
Because I
Well,
talking about my late wife, and then I wanted to lighten the mood. So I thought, well, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's move on to something I heard about on television this morning, and something that bothered
there
me.
you go. It's a win. It's a win-win for you. It kind of took more a tough topic for you. It took a tough topic for you and went to something more fun and, like I said
The
earlier,
top,
embrace it.
I
you
picked
know.
it because I was trying to lighten the mood because my wife passed away, and I'm trying to cheer myself up. So I picked a topic that
Sure.
was fun. I thought, well, this would be fun. Let's pick something, and I happen to know a little bit about it because I'm a Trekkie. So I'm a sci-fi geek, and I've read lots of books, so I went with it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Sure.
know? And so
Well, I'm glad for you. Maybe you'll get more. This might be the boost that you need.
I don't
That's
know.
great. It'll make your life more fun. So, well, thanks for having me on. I'm going to jump off, but I just was dying to talk to you and just kind of throw my 2 cents.
Well, there's a red button down here. There's a red dot, which means someone else is trying to join me. So I
Let them
have no
on.
idea who.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Have
Thank
fun.
you. Okay, let's find out. There's a red dot down there. Who else? Oh, we've had Robert already. Maybe it's this guy. I don't know. Wave. I don't know who's coming on, who isn't. All I see is a red dot. It doesn't tell me who's trying to come on. So I just hit something. I'm going to have to end this show here pretty quick. We're already up to 3 hours, and I don't really want to. Because, oh man. 1,400 comments. Oh my gosh. 1,400 comments. Wow. So, I got a little laptop going here. 1,400 comments. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. I want to thank everybody. 1,400 comments. That's unbelievable. We've had 42 reactions, 25 shares. I don't know how many views yet until I go off the air, but I want to, I appreciate everybody coming on. I appreciate the guests I've had. I appreciate the comments, and if I come back next week, keep it on topic. If the topic is Area 51 and aliens, let's stay on the topic. Well, it doesn't matter, because the way Facebook, I really wish people would keep it on topic. Why are you obsessing over something that has nothing to do with Area 51? I don't know. But I like to keep it on topic. And because this Facebook page or website, wherever I'm at, who's trying to come on? I don't know. But wow, 1,400 comments. Here's what I like about, and I want to thank everybody for watching and putting up with me. And I've already answered your question about you know what. So I thought, well, let's just put it out there. The question's been answered. It's done. Move on. Some of you haven't moved on. That's sad. But I want to thank all of you for watching. 1,400 comments. Here's what you're not understanding about the Facebook algorithm. Why even if it's comments I didn't really want, but I'm going to keep them all up. I'm going to have to end this show and call it a night because we've been on 3 hours, and for reasons of playback, I don't think anybody wants to sit there and watch a 3-hour video. Someone's trying to come on. I don't know who it is. He used to tell me, but it's not telling me. It's either Robert or Levi. I tried Levi and he declined. Robert was just on, so it can't be Robert. Wasn't he the guy that was just on? So it must be Levi then. So you guys are just... But anyway, wow, 1,400 comments. I can only imagine. I've never had ratings this high, ever. It's either Levi or Robert. Robert was just on. He said good night, so it's got to be Levi. But how can it be Levi? Say, Jessica Walker, me, answer me, it's my request. Oh, Jessica Walker. Well, let's see. You gotta send a friend request first. Jessica, if you say it's me, you're gonna have to send me a friend request. Maybe you did. Let's see. Josie, Sonia, Derek. Jessica, you're gonna have to send a friend request. Because it won't, I can't, nobody come on the air unless they're in my network. That's how it works. It's Jessica. Jessica's got to send a friend request. That's the only way it's going to happen. She's not in my network and I can't add her. It won't let me add her. All I see is Robert and Levi, and Robert was just here. So, you want to come on, you have to send a friend request. Here we go. Accepted. Okay. Hello, Elaine. Well, oh,
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, I've been waiting to talk to you. I have been so excited. I have been watching. This is fucking crazy. I agree with you 100%. Like, what the fuck? The storm is ignorant. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'm so sick of seeing it on the news. I'm so sick of not seeing it on my Facebook. Like, I've been so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm glad
Um,
to have you, Jessica.
Jesus.
I'm trying to get this program figured out. The only way people can join me, you have to be in my network. If you're not in my network, it won't let you. I'll see that red dot on the bottom of the screen. Who's trying to join me? I don't know. You have to be on my network,
Yeah.
or it won't let you. So I figured that out.
So, I hate the storm. This is ignorant. Who the fuck ever made this goddamn page? Like, y'all need to be shot in the head. I do believe in aliens, but I'm gonna go back with the guy that said he was high. I've smoked weed out in the field and been like, oh my God, that's a flying saucer. No, bitch, it's an airplane. What y'all are seeing are airplanes, and you're totally right. It's a fucking military base. It's just ignorant. I don't even know. I'm a loss for words. I really thought I was gonna come on here and just make jokes and crack on, but now that I'm listening, it's like, are y'all stupid? You're really gonna go storm this Air Force base? Go ahead, get shot. Y'all are gonna get shot and blown up. Like, the military is not the fucking joke.
I mean,
my dad was a Marine.
The storm military base is stupid, but the government's already taking precautions. No one's gonna get hurt. It's the last thing anybody wants. It's a last resort. So they're either going to be out there with water cannons or tasers because they don't want anybody to get hurt. That's the last thing anybody wants. And if there is anything there, it's been moved a long time ago.
Right. They're not stupid enough to keep it in one spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're right about Al Capone. If he knew that he was going to get raided, he's going to move his fucking drugs.
That's exactly. That's
It's the same.
I'm glad you understood.
If you know you're going to get raided, you're going to move your goddamn
glad
aliens.
that you understood that on a smaller scale, because I'm trying to get people to comprehend that there's nothing there. I mean, if you knew you're being watched.
No, not at all.
I mean, the whole planet is
and
watching
another thing
Area
you said
51. So how can I maintain my secrets? I'm going to move my secrets
right.
somewhere else.
And not only that, right. And if aliens do exist, we're nothing but a big fucking ant farm. We're their experiment. They're not ours.
I don't even think they would care about us because Carl Sagan, the author of Cosmos, called Earth a tiny blue dot.
Right.
We're a tiny
Why
blue
the fuck when you want to go to... Look, dude.
We're nothing but a grain
I'm going to go to something bigger, not little.
In the entire Milky Way galaxy. Why would the aliens want to waste their time and energy to this tiny grain of sand? When there's thousands
right,
of
I agree 100%.
Why pick this one?
Right, and there's bigger grains of sand. Like, there's fucking goddamn boulders out there. Let me play with this pebble, not this boulder.
Right. If it's minerals they want, there's thousands of asteroids and planets to get minerals from.
Right. And you know what? I saw a meme on Facebook earlier today, and it just made me feel so hopeless for the human race, because they're like, we're fighting. We know how to make energy from the sun, but we're fighting over oil. Really, guys? We're fighting over fucking oil, but we can make energy from the sun. Why the fuck would aliens want to fuck with us? We're not that intelligent to them, really.
No. And here's another question. Why haven't they crushed us? If they're here, why haven't they
exactly
wiped us out? We wiped out the Mayans, did we not?
Right.
What happened to the Mayans?
Right.
So why haven't they just
we happened to the Mayans?
Why haven't they just come and just
take me to your leader?
Just take the resources.
Exactly, I agree 100%.
And be done with us.
Right, I agree 100%. And it's just, if I swear to God, there's just, I lost all humanity. I have lost all hope for the government. And, you know, I wanted to take this topic a little further. If the government is really hiding aliens, why aren't we using them for, you know, our own weapon?
What makes you think
we've got something that the other people don't have?
It's called reverse engineering.
You know what I'm saying?
Bob Lazar was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he claimed they were reverse engineering the flying saucers that he claimed he saw. at Area 51.
Well, see, I really don't know much about this topic. I just think it's really ignorant, and the fact that people are calling it the Naruto run. What? They're ninjas. What? I'm confused on that one too. Can someone elaborate?
How many horses died? Again, they're still picking on my hair, and they're not staying on topic.
And that's ignorant too. And then that's another thing that's ignorant too. And I'm just sitting here like, what?
Yeah, I already told them that my hair is part fake, part real, and I have no intention of
It is what it
imitating
is.
Joe Rogan. That's his shtick, and I don't want to look like him. Don't want to imitate him, and people hate imitators. They hate copycats.
Right.
So
Right. So I have another thing. I'm gonna take it to the hair real quick. So how many people out there have fake teeth?
lots of people,
I do.
but
Right. So who the fuck gives a fuck who's got fake hair? I
I
bet
don't.
half them
I
motherfuckers
don't
on there have
care.
extensions and a wig
When
themselves.
you're on camera, you have to look your best. Period. I don't care if it's fake. Half your
Right.
movies, most of your movie stars have fake hair, fake skin, fake teeth.
Their face is fake. They have plastic in their face.
So exactly. So why are these viewers continuing to? But I don't know what the way the Facebook algorithm works when they're adding these comments. It increases my viewership because I'm engaging the audience.
Right.
When you post on Facebook, your ratings aren't measured by views. Your ratings are measured by engagement. How many comments you got.
Mm-hmm.
The more comments your photo gets or video, the more Facebook sends it out. For every comment you're getting,
Right.
you're probably getting 6 or 7 more likes for each comment.
Right. But I'm really just baffled about this whole fucking storm Area 51. It is a good thing that the military is taking the precautions. Then again, it does make me feel a little sad for the military because this little fanboy or whoever started this page made a fucking joke. And to even take it that serious that you think that this little civilian is going to stand up to the military, y'all are going to get fucking nuked. Y'all need to stand down and shut the fuck up
Well,
and listen to your moms and go take a fucking nap.
no one's going to get
Go
hurt.
eat your vitamins and gain some fucking
I think
knowledge.
it's ignoramus. If we have government secrets, let them stay a secret. We have secrets to protect us from the terrorists.
Right. What we don't know won't kill us.
Right. Because I don't want to know. Then the enemy knows.
Exactly. The less I know, the better.
Yep. Exactly. And that's exactly how I feel about it. I live in the Show Me State, so I like that last viewer that
Right.
I don't really believe in aliens, even though I love Star Trek. I own Ancient Aliens myself. I've watched Ancient Aliens.
Oh, you love Ancient Aliens. That's awesome.
That guy.
I love Ancient Aliens. I watch it with my mom all the time.
Oh, that guy with the funky hair. What's his name? That guy with the funky hair. The guy who can't brush.
I just come on about.
What's his name?
Do what?
The guy that can't comb his hair.
I don't know.
From Ancient Aliens.
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure because I've only seen a few episodes because I only hang out with my mom ever so often. But when I do hang out with my mom, we do watch Ancient Aliens. I'm not familiar with everybody's name. Actually, I do want to bring up something though. Kind of, sort of. I'm going to change the topic just a little bit because you talk about aliens, and my mom and I was talking about Easter Island, and someone said that aliens had something to do with Easter Island.
Well, that is a whole other topic, but what I do know of it, I don't have an answer.
I just want to know if you think that has something to do with it, yes or no.
I think a superior civilization built Easter Island. Someone put those statues there for a reason. Kind of like the Nazca lines. Who made them and why? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't. So
I need more answers. I guess I should kind of like catch up on Area 51 to see what everybody's saying because I'm confused.
so the guy, yeah, I've been on for 3 hours and I'm starting to feel tired. I've been on 3 hours already.
Okay, I guess I've said what I needed to say and got the answers I kind of sort of needed.
Is there anything
I
you
do
wanna
want everybody
ask
to know
me?
who is watching. Y'all are fucking ignorant.
It is ignorant to storm a military base. It's stupid. It's stupid. And you're not going to find
Very,
anything
very,
because,
very
like
stupid.
Al Capone, they've moved all the good stuff somewhere else. You're not going to find anything.
Right.
So
Right. So I totally agree.
there's
I enjoy you, and I can't wait to see what you talk about next. And I'm very sorry for your loss. God bless you, and I hope that everything does turn out right for you. And I'm so sorry that you lost your wife, by the way. And I'm so glad that you decided to turn, something uplifting, something that brought you down into something very uplifting.
yeah. I
And
picked this topic
I'm really glad I got to talk to you.
because I was trying to lighten the mood and cheer myself up and pick a happy topic that's
Right.
supposed to stay a happy topic.
Right. And I can't wait to see what you talk about next.
Well, I don't know how I got on this site, but someone brought me here. So whoever it is, I thank them for bringing me here. And
Me too. Thank you, guys.
yeah, because in the comments, please keep it on Area 51. Keep it on topic. Don't talk about me. Talk about why are you going there? What do you hope to see? What do you hope to accomplish? You're not going to see anything. Like Al Capone, the government's moved it. And besides, I don't think the government would even have it. On Smallville, Lex Luthor captured a spaceship and put it in his private hangar. Luthor Corps the government didn't have the spaceship. Lex Luthor had it. The government doesn't have Clark Kent's ship.
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Kent have Clark Kent's ship.
Right. So I think if they do have something, they're going to give it to somebody like, oh, come here, civilian. We're going to pick you, and you're going to come here with us, and we're going to pick you because no one's going to think that you're going to have it.
Right. It's called
We're
plausible
talking about Area
deniability.
51.
Plausible deniability.
Right.
They're going to pick companies like Halliburton and private corporations to hide their spaceships or whatever they're doing. So the government says, we had nothing to do with it. The Pepsi Corporation or Coca-Cola or Google, that's their deal.
I would give the aliens to Google. I don't know, because Google has a lot of shit. Probably not.
Well, we've done a lot of reverse engineering of probably Nazi technology. I don't know. I mean, I'm just second guessing here. Assuming Bob Lazar, he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he was talking about what he saw at Area 51, and I don't know.
Well, my dad is a Marine, an ex-Marine, who knows a lot about the military, has told me there's nothing there. It's not even for aliens. It's a aircraft site. It's a military base. There is absolutely nothing there. There was no aliens. There's never been aliens there.
Right. I don't believe in aliens. I'm in the show me state. Unless I see one and I walk inside a spaceship,
right,
shake hands with an alien, I'm not going to believe. I'm in the show me.
Absolutely,
show me the money,
I agree.
Show me the spaceship. Show me the aliens, and I'll believe.
Absolutely.
They don't call.
I'm glad that we agree. I'm glad that Right. So, I'm very glad I got to talk to you. I guess I've said what I really needed to say.
Great.
I've enjoyed you so much, and I can't wait to see what you talk about next week.
I'm going to be on Monday night at 9, and I don't know what the topic would be. I wait for inspiration, and then I'll promote it that morning or an hour before I go on, because I wait to get inspired. I got a YouTube channel. I haven't done it. So I'm mostly on Facebook.
All right.
But I'm on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So all you out there, I'm on YouTube under the same name. I'm easy
Okay.
to find. I haven't uploaded anything in 3 or 4 months since my wife passed. The latest YouTube video was 3, 4 months ago about the Facebook crash. Because right now,
All right.
my
Well,
company is building my own website so we can leave YouTube and Facebook. Because what if you wake up and Facebook is
well,
gone?
I'm glad that I hope that you get to go where you need to go and do what you need to do and get the things that you need to get done. And I can't wait to see where your success takes.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you. Bye
Okay.
bye.
I hope your success takes you where you need to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you.
Who else is down here? Okay, there's another red dot. People. No, she was just on. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. We have one person after another come on, and wow. Someone else wants to come on. All right, well, I can't keep this going forever. Don't have any viewers yet. No, of course I do. Bedtime, bedtime. 1.6, 1600. 50 likes, 1600 comments, 26 shares. That's pretty good. That's pretty good ratings. No viewers yet. Okay, whoever it is that's trying to join me, you will have to send a friend request. That's the only way it's going to work. You have to send a friend request and I have to add you. So I don't know who's trying to join me. Because that's the only way that's going to work. And I'm going to have to say goodnight, folks. I just can't stay up here all night. I think I'm in the wrong place. It's where you buy couches. The upper room. So is everyone still going to alien cheeks? Giving me cancer watching this. Great. Someone else is wanting to come on. I don't see anything. It's either Jeremy Donald. Oh, someone is trying to join me here. Let's see if it's Jeremy Donald. Add. Okay, Jeremy. I can only do one person at a time. Declined. Well, I don't know why he sent a request. That's Brian. I haven't talked to Brian. Let's talk to Brian. All I see is a red dot down there. Guess declined. Then why are you sending me requests if you're going to decline? Doesn't make any sense. Come on. There's the red dot.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
I see darkness. I can hear you just fine though.
How about now?
All right, I can see things a little bit better.
How's it going?
All right, thank you for joining me.
I'm talking from New York.
You're from New York. Wow. Wow,
Yep.
that's pretty cool. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for even putting up with me. And the topic is supposed to be Area 51 and the storm on Area 51. And I wish
Yeah,
more
I've heard about it
comments
for a
were
while
keeping on
now.
that topic. What?
I've heard about it for a long time now. It's
I just
been
found
going
out about
on.
it today.
No,
I just learned
I
of it.
was here since like when I liked the page, it was at about 100,000 likes or so. Now it's
Wow.
like about 1.1 million, so it's shooting up really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I found out about it this morning. I was overhearing it on the news, and
There's
I
a big
got
chance,
concerned.
there's a big chance a lot of people could go because people are
Well, you
stupid.
may go, but and like I explained to the last person, you're not going to find anything. Like Al Capone, they're just going to move their goods somewhere else. You
You know
find
what I've
nothing.
heard? I've heard that if enough people go and enough people just possibly to get in, it could change politics somehow. Just enough.
You're not going to find anything because I believe, like Al
I mean, what
Capone,
the army is not going
the
to shoot
goods have
real
been moved
bullets.
somewhere else. You're not going to find anything there. There's nothing there to see. The
Yeah, but it's
government's
almost
like
a
Al
stance,
Capone. They've done moved it somewhere else.
Well, still, people want to do it no matter what.
You can go, but you're not going to find anything.
You never know. You say you can't find something, but then you do.
You'll find nothing.
The best thing you could do is find aliens. Then you could clap them cheeks.
Yeah, you're not going to find no aliens.
That's the whole purpose
Anything,
of this, though.
anything of any value has been moved somewhere else.
I mean, like, what if we find some information in Area 51 that could lead to something, though?
You're not going to find
Like,
anything.
what if it has the cure for cancer? Like, you never know.
You'll find nothing. I'm telling
Nothing
you,
at all.
anything of any value is gone. It's a shell game.
Everything. I don't know. There's a lot of people who believe in it for a reason, I think.
They believe in it, but like Al Capone moved his goods. A dope dealer's going to move his goods and flush his dope down the toilet. You're not going to find anything.
I don't know. I
They've
still
done
think I
flushed
could.
it down the toilet. They've done moved it. Everything's been relocated. Whatever's there is a shell game to make you
They
think
can't
it's
relocate. They can't relocate everything, though, can they?
what?
They can't relocate everything.
I think it's been relocated. I think Area 51 has been drained. There's nothing to
What if we
see.
find some? What if we
You
find
won't
something
find
better than
anything.
aliens?
You'll find nothing.
None at all. None.
Nothing. Nothing.
So it's just gonna be thousands of people going and just getting shot down by rubber bullets.
Maybe by water cannons. They don't want anybody to get hurt. No one's going to get killed unless you're
Water
stupid.
can
Or
water cannons sound
cannons.
painful though.
They're going to do whatever
They
it
sound
takes
painful.
because they don't want you storming the base. They over that. They just open the gates and say, "See, nothing here."
I don't know,
We've been saying
because
this all along.
the army can't hurt the civilians. No, they serve us.
You're assuming the government even has control of this. What if the government doesn't? What if it's been privatized? On
In
Smallville,
its own
Lex
land.
Luthor had the spaceship. The government didn't have it. Lex Luthor had it in his private hangar. Elliot
That's true.
Elliot hid E.T. in his closet. Mr. and Mrs. Clark took Mr. and Mrs. Kent took Clark Kent's ship, hid it in the barn. What makes you think the government knows anything?
But you
Maybe
never
they're
know
hoping
though.
you
Like,
know. They can't even run a public school.
listen, man. It's like I really want to clap these alien cheeks, man. I really want to go. I want to grab them cheeks and just like clap them. So I gotta go with enough people, right? With enough people, I could possibly get in and clap the alien cheeks.
There's no alien cheeks. There's no aliens. I'm sorry. They're just not there. And if there are aliens, like Carl Sagan said in Cosmos, we're nothing but a tiny blue dot in the Milky Way galaxy. Why would the aliens waste their time and resources coming to a tiny grain of sand?
They have
You
a lot
haven't
of
read
purposes,
Carl Sagan's books.
Maybe life is rare in the universe. You never know. Maybe we're the only other life, in the entire galaxy.
But Carl Sagan says we're a tiny blue dot, and I've read Carl Sagan's book. So why would an alien race, a superior race, waste their time on this itty bitty, teeny bitty, itty bitty little ball in space?
Because life is popular, man. Life is popular, and you know who has them? Area 51. I just know it.
Sorry to disappoint you, dude. Nothing there to see.
I guess we'll find out September 20th, man.
All right, I'll see you there.
It's always about that, man. The date. It's the build up, the hype.
Are you really seriously gonna go?
I never said I was. Enough people are going to go, though. Enough people stupid.
Well, I'll be reading about it on the news. So.
Catch you along, man. Good night.
All right, thanks for coming on.
Peace.
Peace. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go to bed here at some point. William Lopez. Ad. We got another guy. We're down to 15. It's getting about time to go anyway. I'm getting tired. Let's hear what he has to say. Hello, William Lopez.
Yeah, what's good, man?
Hey, William, what's going on in your part of the country? Where you at, William?
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida. Whereabouts?
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know that can you see me good?
I can hear you. I can't see you very good, but I can definitely hear you.
Just to let you know, forget about the negative comments over there in the backyard. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so talking about the aliens and stuff like that, I think you pretty much said what needs to be said already.
Yeah, I have. I'm been repeating
Like,
myself, and if I
yeah,
do a
like I
YouTube
mean,
version, it's
like,
gonna be very short and sweet.
what you not this one that was here. I mean the other one. You know, you guys said some valid points. Pretty much you guys said all the topics.
Okay. I'm.
But yeah, I mean, there's really not gonna be much to see in Area 51. I've actually been doing some studies on my own, like way before this whole thing happened, and you know, it's just hold on. Like what do you think? What do you think about this? I mean,
I've already stated it
you think,
several times, and
but I mean, like, do you think it's gonna happen?
there's nothing there. There's nothing
I
to
mean,
see.
the way,
There are no aliens.
yeah.
There is nothing there. You're not going to find anything. You're going to find nothing. Anything of any real value has been moved. Even Al Capone would move his valuables somewhere else if he knew he was going to be raided. I guarantee it. Anything of any value has gone out of there a long time ago.
You're right. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually.
if you're a drug dealer and you knew a raid was coming, you would move your valuables somewhere else, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's nothing to see there. Nothing. You'll find nothing.
This Area 52 then. Joe.
There's probably an Area 52.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where that
Maybe.
is. And I don't want to know.
No, but
And my belief is the government has secrets, let them stay secrets. Those secrets are there to protect us.
they say that there's like aliens is like us from another dimension or something like that.
Yeah, I did state that. They
from what I
have to
was,
be interdimensional because they can't be coming from another planet. It defies all the
no.
laws of physics, and like Carl Sagan said, Cosmos, Earth is but a tiny blue dot in this Milky Way galaxy. Why would aliens waste their time on a tiny blue dot when there's thousands of other planets to get minerals and resources from? Why come here?
You know, there's still so much that we don't and stuff like that. And you don't know like we only know like a fraction of what has been released like on documentaries and stuff like that. Only like about we haven't even scratched the surface. Like we still don't even know. We still haven't fully discovered, like the oceans, like we still haven't fully discovered Earth yet, and we're over here trying to discover what's beyond
Well,
Earth.
you're correct. The oceans have not been explored. I will agree with you on that one. We know very little about the ocean floors.
Yeah.
I 100%
We,
agree.
we, we already fucked up the Earth. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But we already messed up everything about the Earth already, like
Yeah.
destroying natural habitats and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, the water is just way too dangerous for them to fully be able to, discover it. So they don't know. But I mean, that's getting off topic. But
Yeah. The topic is
but
Area 51. And I've stated this, and I'm starting to get tired, and there's nothing to see.
yeah,
For all you people wanting to go, there's nothing to see.
honestly, I think it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Because Al Capone,
It's really.
I mean, even if I don't think the government would have spaceships. On Smallville, Lex Luthor had a spaceship in his private hangar. The government didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Lex Luthor had it.
Yeah.
The Kents hid Clark Kent's spaceship in their barn. So the government's the last person to know anything. They were the last on the scene to get to Katrina. Convoy of Hope was there long before then. The government's slow on doing anything. I'm amazed people put
Right
that
now,
much faith in our government. Man, you people have a lot of faith and trust in the government because I don't. You have more faith than I do.
I mean, it's like I think even other countries may have a little bit more knowledge in that than we do, because America knows a lot, but we don't know everything,
Well, every country on this
Things like
planet's got secret they're trying to protect.
Yeah.
And they need to stay secret. That's my opinion.
You're right. That's my hair. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, there's still so much that hasn't been discovered yet.
Yeah.
It's not. So for us to even be able to scratch the surface, it's gonna take many years. Anyway, but you look extremely tired. You should take some rest.
I've been on over 3 hours, and I'm worried about the playback. I may not be able to play this back on Facebook. We passed the 3 hour limit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. And even if I
Oh,
could, how many people are going to sit there and watch a 3 or 4 hour video? I'm going to have to reshoot this video for YouTube. I got a YouTube channel. I'm going to probably tomorrow night reshoot a 15-minute version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I just like I understand what people they want to know. They don't want to be kept in the dark. They want to know. They want to know the secrets too. You know, because there's a lot of lies out there. Um, there's a lot of secrets and lies, but I understand that part. So
Yeah.
I understand why they want to do it, but I just don't think it's a good idea.
Well, I'm going to have to say goodnight to everybody here, and I'm going to have to let you go. I've been on over 3 hours. I just can't stay up. I'm getting hungry, and I want to get something to eat, go to bed. And I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. If I do come back to this site next week, I don't know how I got here, but I broadcast from
Captain Alien
my
Chief.
Facebook page. I'll be back on my Facebook page next week at 9. I don't know what the topic will be. I get inspired. Who knows? Could be the minimum wage. Could be another continuance of this alien stuff. I already stated how I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you.
So
Um,
I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in, putting up with me. If I come back to this, if I get invited back to this page, stay on topic, folks. Yes, my hair is partly fake, partly real. Does that answer your question? I'm not going to say that again. Uh, so, I don't know. I don't know what I'll be talking about next Monday night. I don't have a clue yet. Normally don't broadcast on this page. Someone invited me, brought me here by chance. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can come to my regular Facebook page, send a friend request, I'll look you up. I have a YouTube channel, subscribe to it under the same name. So, again, I thank everybody for tuning in. And hopefully next week you people have more positive comments. Keep all the mean comments. Don't write. When I comment on someone's stuff, I never say anything disrespectful. Like if you got a photo on Facebook or a video, I will never, ever disrespect you. I will never write a negative comment. Ever. So keep the negative comments to yourself. Keep the comments positive. Keep it on topic. And, you know, like I said, I want to thank everybody for watching. We had 1,600 people comment, mostly about my hair. Please, I already told you, it's fake. Big deal. Get over it. It's done. So, if I do come back to this page again or whatever I'm talking about, keep it on topic. Like I said, I would not do that to you. I would never make fun of you, what you're wearing. If you, I don't care. I just care you put out a good video that's entertaining and fun for me to watch. Maybe I can learn something. But I gotta go. I have a YouTube channel, by the way. Jeremiah Umans, same name as I use on Facebook, same name on Twitter and LinkedIn and whatever else. I have the same name across the board. Thanks for watching. Right. Say, yeah, I don't care. please talk about something else. But the way Facebook, the algorithm reads it, that's 1,600 people that engage this video. That means I'll probably get 50,000 views. Thank you.